his channel.
Cheating on us.
Bring it on. Want some, get some. Can I get a hell yeah? Yes, I am a pirate. You have to go with the pirates because, of course, they have cannons and everything. It's a pirate's life for me. Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're a pirate.
It is a first down. Pirate.
Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Well, you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
I think I've ever been in a building as loud as that was. It was deafening in there.
You will get to Omaha. I can promise you that. And it's purple all night long in Eastern North Carolina.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
My heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down of my soul, and I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode.
All right, welcome into the Sports Objective. As we're giving you tonight, hey, you get a lot for absolutely free. You're going to get tonight the post, I guess you want to call, spring football special as we look back at the spring game. And you're also going to get the usual Thursday night show on deck, all for free. And let's get a man that's priceless. Let's bring him in, Kyle from LaGrange Barber.
Alan Vick said if you're just going to cover him up, there you go. So he did that so Justin would be covered up instead. A smart move, Alan. What's going on, guys? We sit here on a, Thursday night. Dominant win over Old Dominion in baseball the other night. We'll preview the USF series later in the show. Just wrapped up spring football last weekend. We're going to talk a lot of spring football tonight in the first hour. Have some news to report on. We got the prodigal son with us. He'll be introduced later. So it should be a good night.
Yeah, let's bring in now the man that has more years of radio than the average person, and that will be Alan Vick.
Thank you, Dave. I think I should thank you for that introduction. I'm not sure.
Yes,
but it's great to be here. Good to see everybody.
Alan is the man. In fact, he's kept Matt. I don't know if you were talking about club level before. Matt, like, he has to make sure that I don't eat too much there in the club level when we're there for football games. So he's kind of like my handler. He's like, all right, Dave, keep moving on.
That's your fifth hot dog, Dave. I think you've had enough.
I'm practicing. I went out a hot dog eating contest. Let's bring in the prodigal son, number 49 for the Pirates. He was a linebacker under Coach Steve Logan. He's the guy, our football expert. That's Matt Semenza. Matty Ice, we missed you, man. How's it going?
What's going on, fellas? Good to see all you guys. It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while. It's baseball season, so I kind of take a little break. But yeah, man, what a night! Lot to talk about. Obviously, with spring football, but also the NFL draft. Fernando Mendoza just went number 1 to the Raiders. We got NBA playoff basketball, so there's a ton going on tonight.
NHL,
Carolina Hurricanes, yeah. Major League Baseball going strong.
By the way, Matt, you were surprised. We're in the latter part of April, and Kyle Barber is still loyal to MLB. If you would have told me that, we're going to DC in August, and
that helps. It also helps. This is probably the best team the Cubs have. Well, definitely on paper and so far, the best team the Cubs have had since 2016. So
I knew Kyle was a Cubs fan, but I never knew. I never knew how into it you were. So this is
because he wasn't.
It's been many years since I've been this into it, Matt. It's been many years. If not, probably all the way back to the WGN days since I've been this into it as I have been this year.
I have watched Cub games before they had night lights in Wrigley Field, the night game. I think that was like 1987. 88?
Later. I think it was later than that. I don't think
it was like 88 or 9 before they got lights.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was till the early 90s.
No, but that's the reason why I watch Cubs games, because we'll get to football in a second, I promise. So all you coming in right now, shuffling in, WGN right after school. You could watch a matinee. You could watch a game after.
Even after they put in lights, they still played a lot of a lot of day games in the 90s. A lot of summer afternoons. Can y'all? Apparently, somebody's struggling to hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, somebody just texted and said, "Can anybody hear me?" I didn't even see who it was. I just saw that they said that.
Hear you fine, bro.
Okay, all right. Well, Justin can't hear me. But anyway, so yeah, during the summertime when I was a teenager, I would watch a lot of Cub games on WGN during the day, which is what made me a Cubs fan. And like I said, I always follow them, but this is the first year I've been just following every game, either watching, listening to, or at least getting the score and keeping up with the standings in years. And I'm enjoying it so far. We'll see if it continues. I hope it does.
Well, just like I told you, Kyle, I'm glad that you're watching it now because there's a good chance we won't have Major League Baseball. The question is, how long is the lockout going to be? That's a whole nother show we'll talk about that.
I'm not going to worry about that right now, Dave.
Hey, let's introduce the rest of the crew, Dave.
Can we do that? Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, Matt, he's invited everybody, including you. Justin Wildfire Butts wants us to take a ride in the rig, the equipment truck, to whatever game we want.
You guys come on. We're glad to have each and every one of you. We actually are in the process of purchasing a new rig this week, believe it or not. So we'll have a new rig this week.
All right. So are we going to get the scoop on the rig and how it looks and all that? Will the Sports Objective get that first?
As soon as we get the final details, you guys will get the first look.
All right, we need to break. We will have first pictures of the new East Carolina rig on our Facebook, Instagram, and X account, courtesy of Justin Butts. And if you see it anywhere else first, punch Justin in the face.
It's AI. No, it's AI.
That's
right. All right, let's bring in. By the way, Matt, I don't know if you know this, Matt, but you're right beside on the screen a celebrity, Johnny Stats Robertson.
I knew that.
Yeah,
I still haven't heard that.
Patrick Johnson yesterday, like it was almost as like our new drinking game. It's like taking the place of Ward Davis. Like every time you hear Johnny Stats or Johnny Robertson, you got to take a drink. It was that many. It was like 5 or 6 times.
Wow. Thank you, Patrick. I haven't even spoke to him recently.
What is he mentioning JR for?
Because of the stats. He said, once again, Johnny Stats comes through. It was like
I posted some stats in the on the Facebook page, Kyle, and he must have liked them because I have not actually spoke to Patrick in a while, but I have no problem. I mean, that's awesome. He doesn't have to say my name every time, though. He can, he's welcome to use my stats.
Yeah,
it's a bit uncomfortable for me, Dave.
Alan.
John, your celebrity's a little uncomfortable.
Nah, I mean when Dave is calling me a celebrity.
Well, you got
ridiculous.
You got JR contributing to the Sports Objective. You got JR contributing over on Bubba's podcast, the Jungle Tales, and then you got JR contributing to the Patrick Johnson show. He's a multimedia mogul. JR is he's an independent journalist. That is what you are, JR. Independent journalist.
Unpaid
Alan,
independent journalist.
Mute your mic.
All right. So let's talk football. That's why we're here. Certainly, Matt, I'm going to start with you, Matt, and obviously Kyle and Johnny and Wildfire. But unfortunately, I was doing a good thing and I missed the spring game. So I want to acknowledge that. We were doing the Alumni Association. We had the Eastern North Carolina chapter. We actually did a project at the Ronald McDonald House, and they moved the game up an hour. And I'm like, dude, they did that so everybody could go to the baseball game. I know why they did it, and it's all good. But just wanted to get your take, Matt, on the spring game. I'll start with you, and I guess we go you and Kyle first.
Yeah, I mean, look, spring games, it was really kind of a glorified practice more than anything, but I think it's good to see. I mean, there's a few things that I really wanted to take a look at. And obviously, first, it's the quarterback position battle between Griffiths and Williams. And, you look at both of those guys, and they're very different, two completely different styles. Griffiths is more of the mobile, sort of has the ability to improvise a little bit, a little more athletic. And then you have Williams, 6'5", 230 pounds, kind of your typical pocket quarterback who can, sit back there and fire the ball all over the field. So you have two different styles there. And I think that, that position battle is going to play out all through the remainder of spring and all through summer and fall camp. And, it could come down to, look, I wouldn't even be surprised if you saw week one, if you saw both quarterbacks play a decent amount down in Alabama. But that was obviously the big thing. And then, a lot of different position battles. I think I'm really intrigued with what's happening up front on the O-line. We brought in so many new faces, and really, I'm a big fan of Brandon Best, who we brought in from Kennesaw. I think he's going to be an outstanding lineman for us. But we'll kind of get into all of it. But that's just kind of my initial thoughts, is that, O-line and quarterback, you only go as far as you go, as your O-line can take you and your quarterback can take you. So we'll see what happens.
I agree with that, Matt. I don't know really who wouldn't, honestly. The big questions are going to be O-line play, quarterback play, and just how fast the offense comes together. I think if you look at the pieces we have on offense, we have the pieces. We have plenty of talent at receiver. We have plenty of talent at running back. I think our offensive line will be good. You look, you got the kid from Kennesaw, you got the kid from Southern Miss, you got the kid from Northern Arizona. All three started at a high level. You got some guys returning here for some depth. We just added another piece today to the interior. The guy that's projected to be the starter, the kid that transferred from Houston, he didn't practice this spring at that position on the line, I guess guard. So we brought that kid in today from Valparaiso, who, if anybody can help me with his name, but he played, really well at Valpo. He was their offensive player of the year, as voted on by the team. He was all conference. I don't even know what conference Valparaiso plays in, but he was all conference. He entered the portal. I kind of interested to know why he was still available. And then this spring, East Carolina, NC State, and Eastern Michigan all offered him. From what I understand, the reason he chose us over NC State was, one, a chance to actually play, potentially start. We offered him a little bit of money. NC State, from what I understand, was pretty much just offering him a scholarship. He was going to be a depth piece there. He's going to have a chance to compete for a starting job here.
Kyle, his name's Nico, and I don't know how to say his last name. P-A-I-C?
I'm just going to call him Nico Wafer.
I don't blame you.
So Valparaiso, guys, I know they're FCS, but what conference?
No, yeah, they're FCS. I think they're the Gateway. They used to be the Crusaders, and now they're the Beacons. I guess Crusaders are too. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not even familiar with the Gateway Conference. But anyway, but another piece, like I say, if NC State and Eastern Michigan also offered him, it makes me feel good about him. I hear he's a really good player. Size at this level will be his only issue, but if he's strong, some guys, Matt, I'm sure you played with some guys that were on the O-line that were undersized but were just strong as crap.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Those guys, he's about 6'2", 295. So he's a little bit, compared to most of our linemen. We have a lot of linemen now who are, 6'6", 6'7". Hayes Creel, the tackle we brought from Southern Miss, is 6'7", 6'8". So, he's a little on the shorter end, but those guys, especially on the interior, they can be incredibly strong, a lot to deal with on the inside. So, hopefully he's a player for us.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. They're not in the Gateway. They're in the Pioneer.
Okay, so that is that weird-ass FCS that is technically non-scholarship, although most of them give scholarships now in NIL, but they don't. What it is, they're not forced to abide by the set amount of scholarships for the FCS level. They can give less if they want, but so they're in that weird Pioneer League conference.
What a travel schedule that is.
Davidson plays in that league. It is strange.
Wow.
Very strange.
By the way, guys, quick question from Chuck. Anyone see the spring game who has inside track for a QB. We kind of talked about that.
I'll defer that. I'll defer that to Bubba, who's not on the show anymore. But I trust his opinion of quarterback evaluations. He really likes Mitch Griffiths. He likes them both. Williams, he likes them too, but he really likes Mitch Griffiths, and I hope he's right about his upside. I know the kid started several games at Wake, started one game at Texas Tech this year, but he really likes him. I didn't see the spring game. I know what I've seen on film from both of them. I think Williams is the better prototype quarterback. He's got size, he's got strength, he's a good pocket passer. Griffiths, I think, has more of the mobility. If he could create things with his legs, started more games, and this offense maybe really fits his skill set. So I think right now, from him and Robert Matthews, a couple other people I talked to, they gave the edge in at least what they saw in the spring to Mitch Griffiths. But
I was there.
JR, what'd you think?
Okay. Just warming up, I thought Williams really had a little bit better zip on the ball, but in the scrimmage, I can see why everybody's saying Griffiths, because he made throws in tight windows. It's early, so there was a lot of throws he didn't make too. And the two backup quarterbacks look good too. Obviously they have no shot at being on the field unless something catastrophic were to happen. But I wonder this, Matt, you mentioned already that Williams is like a prototypical, not very mobile, and 6'3". Well, Drew Meskemaker was 6'3". I think he was 220, not very mobile. Do you think that maybe that would give Williams an inside track to fit the offense better? I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
Certainly could be. Sorry, I was on mute there. I think it's going to play itself out. I think it's going to come down to like who's most comfortable with the offense, who can get to their second and third reads. But yeah, I mean, it's a great point regarding Nestemaker in North Texas. And, I think that you're going to have two guys that are going to be able to compete and play well. I think it's just really going to be a question of like who grasps the offense the fastest and who looks the most impressive in fall camp.
Williams says that's his best strength is making reads and read progressions. I heard him say that about himself. But also, you go back to the offensive line. The offensive line's still early. How good your offensive line, it could also determine if you want to play the pocket passer, if you want to play the guy with some mobility.
Yeah, guys, and I'll tell you another thing too that I think Blake Harrell, and I'm going to talk a lot about Blake Harrell, but I think Blake Harrell learned a valuable lesson from Mike Houston. When we have Garcia, we go up there to the big house, and I'm not saying, I know Matt's the Big Ten guy, I'm not saying we're going to win that game, right? And we didn't. But the defense played a lot better than what I expected. If we had a decent quarterback that day, we could have made it more competitive, and who knows what happened. But we went up there basically with no quarterback. And I think that, in other words, it doesn't matter if it's Michigan or whoever your opponent is, you've got to have – I know it's stating the obvious, but we thought we had something in Garcia. We didn't.
We were already in better shape. Garcia was a good person. I hear he's selling real estate now, but he was a horrible Division I quarterback and didn't even work out at Austin Peay. But we were already ahead of the game, even if we just had God, I can't even think of his name now. The kid the kid that won the bowl game against Pitt.
Ditta? Yeah,
if we'd just had Ditta, Blake was already ahead of the game than Garcia. Ditta had already proven way more than Garcia had. I would have honestly, if it had been Griffiths and Ditta or Williams and Ditta, I would have been okay with it. My biggest fear is Ditta goes with a starting job at North Texas and just lights it up. I hope not, but so he was already ahead of the game. But you're right. Then relying on don't need to tell that story again, but putting all our eggs in the Mason Garcia basket was just beyond ignorant.
Yeah, and so for me, I'm a lot more bullish this year about this team, and I know people use it all the time, but I really believe we have Pirate football back as far as like where we can be confident. You remember when it's like we thankfully we don't have to worry about the bowl. Going to a bowl game is like our ceiling. We're now Thankfully, another thing, I want to give a shout out to Blake, by the way, who he minces no words about when it comes to winning a conference championship in the American. And I appreciate the fact that his goals are not only that we have the goals, but we're confident in saying that we can win the American.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. He's putting it out there for sure, and I think we can win. I think we can win the American. I think we have the potential to be one of the 4 or 5 teams contending for the championship this year. It's there, but it's a long way to go. There's too many question marks on offense. I do want to talk about the defense with Matt a little bit before we break down the potential depth chart on offense. Matt, what do you say about this defense? This is a place where we do have some guys returning, maybe not even starters at some positions, but guys that played a lot. They really trust their development of defensive linemen, and they've been proven right so far. So what do you think about the defense, the guys we have returning, and the guys we brought in from the portal?
I think it's going to be really solid. I don't worry as much about starters on defense because we're so multiple with our fronts and in our secondary with so many different coverages. We play a ton of nickel. So I don't worry as much about starters as I do depth. And right now, I like what I see defensively. I think we're going to be solid up front. I think we're going to be better at linebacker this year. I think for me, the biggest question mark is in the secondary because we just have so many new faces there. In particular at corner, right? We're gonna have 2 new corners this year. So for me, I think that's the big question mark is who's going to step up and win those jobs. Now I think we did really well in the portal. You look at some of the guys, like a few names that come to mind are Jalen Bowden, who transferred in from Louisville. Austin Levels is one who came in from FIU. Darian Horsley is a guy from Mississippi, I believe, who a lot of potential. He's about 6'2". So we have guys. I just think it's a question mark, like who's going to step up and win those positions, and then we got to play well.
And then you look, I always get, and I'm going to sound stupid saying this, I shouldn't even say it out loud. I always get who's the safety and who's the corner mixed up. I'll get them mixed up in my head. Who was the kid last year who was getting a lot of playing time? Was that at safety or corner before he got injured? This is going to be back this year.
So a DB that was injured and had a lot of playing time before he went down. Well, Horsley had 53 snaps, played in 4 games, but then they redshirted him because he got injured.
Was it a safety then? Who am I?
He's a corner. He's a corner.
So Horsley's who I'm thinking of. The name doesn't sound right for some reason. But I guess what's his first name?
Hines is a safety who went down before the season. He was projected to start. I think it's DeMarcus Hines, I think is his name.
Yeah, so he's back.
He was a Westlake High School kid. He was coached by Rico Zachary, the linebackers coach. So I was really looking forward to watching him. Yeah, Matt, and he definitely, that was before the season ever started. He went down.
Oh, we got him back, and then I'm horrible with names, guys, and I didn't do any research before the show. I'm sorry. The kid that got the pick in the pick game, that played his ass off that game.
Is that Angela Ross? That got the penalty?
Got the pick.
They grabbed him.
Good. Got the pick that you should have gotten the end zone that put us up by 3 on the field goal. Or, excuse me, put us up by 10 when we made the field goal.
Oh, KJ Merrill.
Yeah, he's back.
Oh, yeah.
So he's back. So I think our secondary is going to be pretty solid this year.
Matt, I had a question. This is a man on the street question. And I know Kyle, I think, has maybe heard it too. But for the football fans, the one position on the defense that I'm hearing about, and I have no knowledge, so I'm pitching it to you, is the concern is at linebacker. But I haven't heard.
Matt just said he thinks we're going to be better at linebacker this year.
I know that's what I was going to say, is that I was glad to hear you say that because fans are fans. You played the game. They didn't. People, coworkers, different ones saying stuff. So just that was good to know. So you're saying that it will be more potentially based on the fact that we're bringing in new guys. Not that we don't have the talent as far as guys that can play safety or corner. It's the fact that they haven't played with us or maybe at our level.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I like the fact that DJ Johnson is back. I thought he really, played well down the stretch last year. I thought he played well against Pitt. So now he brings back a ton of experience. Jackson Barker's another one who's back in that room, who's played a lot of football for us. You have a transfer from Memphis. That's I get confused. It's either K-Law or Cruz Law, or maybe both of them are middle linebackers. But I think we have 5 guys this year that can play the position potentially, and you got to have at least 4. Like if you don't have 4 middle linebackers, you're going to have some problems depth wise. So I feel pretty good about that room.
Good.
Yeah. What about? Do you remember Kendrick Dujour only played like 7 plays in the bowl game, and he blew up everything. Like he had a sack, he had a tackle for loss. I think he had a forced fumble, and he only played like 7 plays. He's back, so
Why didn't he play 7 plays?
He did. I don't know. I have no idea. But every time when he got in there, he went nuts. Obviously we lost Sam Danka, who probably underachieved, and probably Raheem Craig did too. I mean, they both played well. But what do you think, Matt? Do you think that you expected more out of those 2?
Oh yeah, I definitely did. And like, I think Dujour, for whatever reason, it just took him a little more time. But you're right. I mean, you're 100% right. Like he showed up in the bowl game. He was huge. I mean, it's like every time he was on the field, he made a big play.
I think he was in the doghouse because after Tulane, he never played until the bowl game, and then he went crazy. So hopefully that version of him will return, hopefully this season.
Yeah, he brings a little like quick twitch on the edge. He's really tall, but he's not very heavy. But he brings a little quick twitch, and like he can bend and like dip and get by an offensive tackle. So I'm expecting big things for him. Like, I don't know if he's going to see much like, in traditional like running situations, but like, 3rd and long or nickel or dime packages, like you want him on the field rushing the quarterback. So I think he's going to have a big year. Let's hope.
Yeah. Matt, what did you look over on the offensive side of the ball? We talked about the quarterback position. We talked about the offensive line, and we can break down the offensive line and quarterbacks more. But the 2 rooms that I feel really good about are the receiver room and the running back rooms.
100%, man. 100%. Like we have so much depth at receiver, guys. Like I'm really optimistic, and I just put together a little list here. I mean, I'll just kind of throw some names out, but I think Brock Spalding, I think this type of offense is tailor-made for Brock Spalding. A lot of wide receiver screens, like getting the ball out fast to the perimeter. I think he's going to have a huge year. And keeping him, like, that's one of the great things that happened this offseason was that we were able to keep Brock Spalding, right? Because we lost so many people to the portal.
Yeah.
But he had an awesome season. He's a really talented guy. He can, you can spread him out on the perimeter or put him in the slot. So he's gonna have a big year. Landon Sides is one, Allen, that came from North Texas, very familiar with the scheme and the offense. So he's gonna be plug and play. Like he's gonna be from day one, making plays in the offense. Ray Joseph from Miami, and I'm just throwing some names out, guys. Jakeith Hamilton came from Furman. Jeremiah Melvin from Wake, and then Tyler Johnson, who we had last year, was from Penn State. So, like right there, that's 6 or 7 guys.
You think Pettaway will take a step up?
I hope so. I mean, I certainly hope so. We'll see.
Yeah, he's still here. I think maybe this coach will get more out of him. I don't know. He's got to. He's got to be better than he was.
They really liked him in fall camp last year, and then he just did not produce in games. I remember trying to throw screens to him. This offense uses a lot of screens, so I don't know. It's interesting he stayed. I kind of expected him to hit the portal, so props to him for staying.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll work out. Love to see a big year out of him. But yeah, I'm with you on everybody you named at receiver. I think there's potential there to be really good. Yeah,
I wanted to say, Matt, you mentioned that this offense coming in, they throw a lot of screen passes. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
Last season, okay, so we threw a good amount of screen passes, but they just didn't get the results that North Texas's offense knows how to get results with the screen pass. They had 7.4 yards per screen pass, and they had 9 touchdowns off of a screen pass. We had 3 touchdowns off of a screen pass and only averaged 5 yards per pass. So, I mean, much more efficient in this offense coming in. And everybody loves that game. You know, we all want to see more of that. You know, get the people out in space and let them break a tackle or two. And
with this offense utilizing the screen game so much, is it Kyler Pearson? Is that the kid's name from Oklahoma State?
Yep.
Yeah, I finally got somebody's name. It'd be interesting to see if we could actually utilize him in the passing game some this year, maybe out the slot. I could see him on little slot screens with his speed. He could make something happen.
And Matt, Kyle sent us in the group chat today about a guy that had a way too early power rankings, and he had us number 1. I've never seen the guy before, but
in the American,
it's number 1 in the American next year.
Yep.
Yeah. And for me, I can buy that because I believe that what we did in the portal, what we had already, what new guys coming in, the traditional recruiting, I believe that they've done a really good job overall. And I think with Blake, I believe that it's not a question of Blake as far as a coach is keeping Blake, but that'll be a good problem to have. That means that that he has a miracle season or a really big season in the next, maybe not this year, maybe next year, that we'll lose him, but he'll definitely leave the program better than he found it. So
yeah, no doubt about it, Dave. And like, just to kind of like hop back for 1 second to the receivers and the screen game, you know, looking at Caton Hauser, his strength was not wide receiver screens. He didn't really get the ball out quick enough. It just wasn't his greatest attribute.
He threw a great deep ball. But like, you think back when Lincoln Riley was here, guys, and like we had Justin Hardy, Donnie K was actually the wide receivers coach, and we ran a ton of wide receiver screens, smoke screens, tunnel screens, every type of screen imaginable. And the reason why we were so good at it is because we had wide receivers who could block their ass off. Yes.
Justin Hardy was a great blocker on the perimeter. I mean, I'll never forget at North Carolina, he took a guy out, which would probably be a penalty today. I think they probably call a crackback. You guys remember that play I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. But
in 13 or 14, you talking about at Carolina?
It was at Chapel Hill the day we hung like 55 on them.
Oh yeah, 13.
But you got to have receivers who can block, and you need the right type of quarterback who can get the ball out fast and snap it out. Because, you know, it's just everything's about timing.
Did he blow him up out of nowhere on that play, Matt? Was it like he came out of nowhere almost?
Yeah, it would probably be considered a crackback.
Yeah, I think I do remember that play. I think I could picture it in my. Did we score on that play?
I don't know if we scored on it or not.
It's a big play though.
We scored so much.
You're gonna have a personal foul blindside block on that. Right back.
What did you say, Justin?
It's gonna be a blindside block. I think if I remember the play you're talking about there, Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're gonna have a blindside. Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
But to your point, Matt, if you're going to have a good screen game, you got to be able to block. So hopefully we got receivers that are selfless and will block. And what I also understand, you know, we're going to move receivers around quite a bit in this offense. You're going to have guys that are going to line up inside at the slot. Then you're going to move them outside. So there's going to be a lot of movement with receivers in this offense.
Chuck says, I hear the black guy from North Texas is a stud.
Yeah, he was their number 2 running back this past year and showed out in the bowl game big time. And he knows the offense. He will be I like our running back room a lot. I like him. I like Engelman. I liked Engelman last year. He didn't get as many carries late in the season, but he's back. He's another piece we have back. So you got the running back from North Texas. What JR Matt, what's his name?
Ashton Gray.
Yeah, Gray. Yeah, you got him. You got Engelman. You got the kid from NC State. Yeah, Michael Allen who played in Greenville, played at NC State, played at Marshall. Who
DeJuan
else?
Lacey.
Lacey, yeah, exactly. Where did he come from?
DeJuan Lacey, isn't he? I thought we recruited him. Was he a transfer?
There's another transfer. Who are we missing that was a transfer?
Well, Lacey was here last year. He came from
definitely. And he looked good at times, Matt. He looked like he had more wiggle than the guy that went to Florida.
Montgomery.
I've removed his name from my memory.
Montgomery. There was one more transfer running back we picked up, or I'm out of my mind.
I mean, this season?
Yeah, I thought so.
Michael Allen and
Gray.
I thought that we
obviously Gray. I think were the two. I think those are the only two.
I thought we brought in 3 for some reason. Maybe I'm wrong.
And Michael Allen should have come here in the first place, but I'm glad he's here as a Pirate.
Well, with Gray, Allen, and Engelman, we should be good.
Yeah, we're like you said, Kyle. I think the one question, and Matt, I think, has talked about what O-line is looking.
Yeah, when you get a chance, put Robert Matthews' comment on the screen.
Where is
the most recent comment?
Robert Matthews?
I think it's Robert Diedrich. I'm sorry.
Diedrich.
All I saw was at Robert. I had to click it to see the whole name. No, the next one. The next one. Yes. That block, I remember that vividly. It was nasty. Dwayne Harris. Do you remember the?
I do. In Hattiesburg, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't CJ2K. That was 2010. It was Dwayne Harris's last year, and Ruffin's first year, and it was Dwayne Harris on that block, if I'm not mistaken. Or am I getting people mixed up in my head here? Dwayne Harris had 1 year under Ruffin, right? Or am I misremembering?
Yeah. Was it 1 or 2?
He had 1 under Ruffin. I believe Dwayne Harris had that block. And I don't remember who returned the ball, but I'm almost positive Dwayne Harris had that block. Or did Dwayne Harris have the return and somebody else had the block? I can picture the block that Robert Diedrich's talking about in my head, but I don't. It was Dwayne Harris was either returning the ball or he either got the block, one or the other. It was nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. The way that Matt, I will ask you this: do you think the guys have the swagger now? It seems like the guy, with Blake, he's getting a lot out of the players.
Defense does.
Yeah.
I think Blake kind of brings that out of guys because the way he runs this program. Like, he's created a really good culture there. And look, we have talent. I mean, you talk about swagger. Let's take a look at some of these skill position guys we just talked about. I mean, we didn't really get into Ray Joseph, but I think just watching the film I've seen on him from spring. I mean, he's a guy that he runs with power. And he's definitely got a little swagger to him. So yeah, I think we have plenty of guys. I think we're gonna have a confident offense. We have talent.
Hey, Matt, I forgot. I'm looking at my notes here because I did go to that. I went to the scrimmage, and the true freshman from Fort Lauderdale, wide receiver Dawson Quarterman, he ran a go route, and it was Hodge threw him a perfect ball, but it was like heading out of bounds, and he just hauled that in. And made it look easy, and I like his speed that he showed, and I like what he showed with his hands. He's a true freshman. Not really. We don't get a lot of contributions from true freshmen, but in college football, every season freshmen are stepping up more and more. So he might be a factor. You don't know.
I hope so, Johnny, because one of the things I wrote down in my notes here, I think the biggest thing for this offense, the biggest challenge, or the person we have to replace is going to be Anthony Smith. To your point, the reason why I mentioned that is because you mentioned the deep ball and stretching the field vertically, and Anthony Smith. What can you say about how big he played last year? And you need that vertical threat. So it sounds like Quarterman might be that guy that can stretch.
Well, don't we expect that from Ray also, or not?
Well,
I think he's more of a slot, right?
I think the guy from Wake Forest. He's got, that guy's reach is crazy. I'm blanking on his name. I know what it is. I just, the guy from, thank you. Jeremiah Melvin. Yeah. He's going to catch a lot of jump balls. And then we have Mason Scott, was on the track team, ran the 4x2. I think he ran the 4x4. And he made a spectacular catch in the end zone, but it wasn't like he wasn't using his speed to do it. It was a 7-yard skinny post, and he caught it, and he showed great hands. went down to the ground and scooped it up before it hit the ground. So, I don't know how he fits in. We have so many people at wide receiver, but he's got burner speed for sure.
Yeah. Like I said, not to be overconfident, I know it's April, but we've been sitting here year after year where we were not sure how things were going to go. I think we can at least say that on paper, we're a lot better.
A lot better than last year. I don't know if we're on pace. I don't know if we're better than we were last year. The schedule's a lot easier.
That too.
I don't know that we're better than we were last year. That's saying a lot. Last year we had this defense plus a returning offense. So I don't know that we're better than we were last year. Now we could end up with a better record. Schedule matters. I love the fact, that after Alabama, that Appalachian is in I hate that they open up with a easy game to get their offense in rhythm. And they got the same offense returning. They got more new pieces than we do. They lost a lot of kids to the portal, including a tight end to us. Else they're starting tight end to us. So I like that they're in the same situation. I like that Old Dominion's in the same situation. I like that a lot of teams in our league are in the same situation. And a lot of teams in our league are replacing head coaches also.
Yep.
It's really going to come down to who made the right moves in the portal, who made the right moves at assistant coach or head coach in some places, and whose offense or defense, or in some cases both, comes together fastest. I complete confidence in our defense. The offense, I think we have the pieces. It's just going to be how fast does it come together? Who's going to be the quarterback? How fast is the offensive line going to gel? How fast are we going to learn the offense? That could be the difference between. I think our floor is 6-6, barring some kind of injury. And that's if the offense really doesn't come together. We just carry it with defense and score enough to win. If the offense comes together later in the season, I can see it being like 7-5, 8-4. But if it comes together early, I think the schedule sets up for us to be competing for a conference championship in November. Depending on how fast it comes together, and that's really going to be the question mark for me: is how fast will the offense come together? I think it's
what I think helps, Kyle, is that okay. So we ran the ball a lot. We ran the ball, 44% of the time, past 56% of the time. But North Texas last season, I don't know if it'll hold form, but they ran the ball 48% of the time, averaged 5.3 yards a carry, and scored 49 touchdowns on the ground, including 43 in the red zone. And that's going to help us. I mean, if we can run the ball like that, it's going to be impossible to match those numbers. But if we come close, our red zone problems might go away, and it might be easier to get the offense going when you're not relying so much on the downfield pass.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a very good point. That you can get it going faster. I do like early in the season after Alabama that Appalachian's going to be in the same situation in terms of new quarterback, new receivers, etc. Old Dominion, I think, lost their OC, lost their line coach, lost their quarterback. I think he's maybe at Oregon State now. So it's early in the year, the first few games, and FCS came after that. We're going to have some opportunities that teams are going to be in the same situations we are. So it's, defense can carry us, offense can do enough. We could have some time for it to click if the defense is as good as advertised.
And Robert Teacher says, good chance that both quarterbacks play at Alabama.
Probably. That's kind of how it's not a game you're going to win, so you might as well give them both a look. Unless one just gets out there and really starts clicking, otherwise, give them both a look and make Appalachian wonder even more who's going to start against them week 2.
No doubt, Matt. Are you planning on going to that game?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Oh man, Matt.
And Matt and Johnny, you have a friend, right, that we can tell.
Yeah, I have a 3rd generation Alabama season ticket holder who has connections with the best tailgates. The Budweiser tailgate, the local Anheuser-Busch distributor. That's his. That was his when he was in I don't know what fraternity he was in, but that's his frat brother that runs that thing, and it's a show, Matt. It is a show. Our tailgates are awesome, but yeah, you got to experience it. That's awesome that you're going.
Yeah, no, I definitely can't wait for that. Never been there. Never been to. I've seen the stadium, I've seen the campus, but I've never been there for a game. So looking forward to that.
90,000 people. By the way, we got to give a shout out to Shil Powell, his son Randy Powell. They are currently Charlotte Catholic is number 2 in the whole state of North Carolina for lacrosse. Randy and some buddies of his, breaking news, decided to go to Alabama. I didn't want to say. I knew that was probably going to be the case.
Wow.
So Randy,
congratulations, Randy.
Randy's going to be part of the Crimson Tide. So I'm sure Shell will be driving down to Tuscaloosa a lot. But congratulations, Randy, on that.
You know, Shell will be rooting for ECU that day, though.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I will promise you on that, 100% on that. And congratulations to him. But go ahead, Johnny.
Before we abandon Alabama, was anybody floored at the contract that Kalen DeBoer got? I'm not sure what they're looking at.
It was necessary.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. Why go 6 years? Why go 6 years on a heavy? 7. Was it 7?
I think it was 12.7 million.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it was 31, 32. It's crazy.
Yeah, Matt,
if they cut him loose at any point.
Exactly. All you're doing is putting yourself in a position after go. What advantage? Nobody's trying to hire him away. I don't know. I didn't have a. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think some people are overreacting to him not doing what Nick Saban did, but nobody's ever done what Nick Saban did besides Bear Bryant at Alabama. So, but why was it necessary? I was trying yesterday. I was talking to Stevie. I was trying to figure out why was it necessary. You got a situation where you're not really in the middle of. Yes, of course, you're always recruiting high school players, but it's not signing time. You're not working the portal. What need was there to give him that extension right now is my question. I don't give a damn what they do. They can give it to him all day, and Alabama could set them up in a situation where they have to pay a huge buyout. I don't care because I don't give a crap about Alabama, but I just don't understand the point of doing it right now.
No, I agree, man. It's a great point. And I don't understand these long contracts. To your point, like when Penn State gave James Franklin a 10-year deal, I was like,
that was horrible.
Why in the world would you do that? I mean,
hey Matt, sorry, Matt. I was just going to ask you what's the guy's name from Michigan State that they gave that huge? He had a great year, and they gave that huge contract to a few years ago. My name is drawing a blank, but he was one that I was scratching my head. It's like, I forgot.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name either.
They gave him a ridiculous contract, and I would love to have that agent. Maybe that's why I'm jealous, but I'm not really jealous. But I was just like, how in the world? That was when you said that about long contracts. That's the guy that was like the poster child of like, why are you giving this dude a long contract? I know you're the Big Ten, but you should be even more stingy on the money because a lot of people would love to be there. But anyway, he had one magical year, and then all of a sudden, that's the one thing you always get crazy about if you're a fan. What if that coach just has 1 year, and then all of a sudden, like you guys were talking about, then you have to buy him out after 2 or 3 seasons because he has that one. That was like his ceiling.
Yeah, and for anybody wanting to know, if you are listening to us and curious about the score of the Hurricanes playoff game, they're up 1-0 on Ottawa in Game 3. Matt, you talked about in the text group earlier going over the offensive depth chart. Do you want to do that?
Well, just in terms of O-line, like I'll just get into kind of like we mentioned some names there, but like I think the big thing with the O-line right now is everything's kind of hinging on Carson Jones and his injury status. And
that's the kid from Houston, correct?
Yeah.
Well, he's the one that was hurt last season.
Yes, he transferred here from Houston.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Kyle.
He was supposed to start at center last year. And then so like when he got hurt, we had to reshuffle some things. But I think the reason why I say that is because if he's healthy, and like he's himself and he's in a position to start, you can put him at center and then you can kick Brandon Best out to guard along with Ethan Kramer, right? So like right now, the way it is, if Carson Jones, if he's not ready for the season, what do? Do you start Brandon Best at center? There's a lot of moving parts there. So
yeah, I think that had a little bit to do with the kid we brought in today from Valpo. He could play guard if we need him to.
Yeah, no doubt. And like, I just think, if he's healthy, it's going to make a big difference. And, that remains to be seen. But I think that's going to determine kind of like who lines up where.
Yeah. I heard Coach Carroll say that Best could play all three positions.
Well, what are we hearing on Jones? Is he more than likely to be ready to go by the summer or no?
From what I understand, it sounds like he's going to be ready. I mean, he didn't participate in spring, is my understanding. He's still kind of rehabbing that injury, but sounds like he's going to try to give it a go for summer. So hopefully that's the case, because he is a big boy up front, man.
He's got to get himself back in playing shape, I would think. I'm sure he's been hitting the weight room, but there's a big difference between weight shape and playing shape.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So I think that's a big question. And then you look at the tackle positions, guys. Like, you bring in Hayes Creel from Southern Miss. I think he's kind of plug and play at right tackle. We took Bryce Weaver and we moved him to the left side. It sounds like. I think this is a big opportunity for Bryce to have a big year. I mean, he's going to really need to play well at left tackle for us to have a good season. And then you also have Marlio Neolian, who is a monster. I mean, he's about 6'8", probably 330, 340 pounds at one of the tackle spots. So that's my biggest concern. Like, depth at the tackle position is the one thing, like, when I look at this offense, it concerns me. I'm not worried really on the interior O-line, but the depth at tackle, if somebody goes down, it could get a little dicey there.
Any other positions you care to talk about from a too deep, or like, I think, you kind of look at the receiver room, you kind of know. I think you look at the running back room, you kind of know. What do you think about the tight end room? I mean, you got the kid from App State. What else do we have at tight end?
So you have, correct me if I'm wrong on this name, guys, is Ishmael Smith Flores, who he started off his career at Nebraska, and then he played at a school down in Texas. I can't remember which one.
UTRGV.
Yep, Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, good call there. And then
he lit it up there.
Yeah. And then apparently Stephen Collier, who this is his second year in our program, we took him out of high school. Apparently he looks really impressive too this offseason. So I think you have three guys there that can contribute.
Yeah.
And here's the funny thing, Matt. Mason Brown, I was told last season, he was primarily the blocking tight end. That was his deal. But he, in one-on-ones before the scrimmage started, he made a one-handed catch that was pretty impressive. I don't know if I don't know how he fits into the rotation. I don't know, but I was happy to see it. Put it that way.
And how about the kid from App State? Does anybody have his name so I don't keep calling him the kid from App State?
I have
the tight end.
Go ahead, Matt. You had it.
Keenan Hamlet.
Oh, Hamlet.
Yeah.
Hamlet.
So how fired up is he going to be for week 2? I mean, that'll be an interesting dynamic, him taking on his former team.
No, you definitely want to win that one, right? And by the way, guys,
we better win that one. We don't need to lose 4 in a row to App State, or 3 in a row to App State, rather.
No, hey, he'll be fired up for week 1 too, Kyle. He's from Alabama. Madison, Alabama. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the games. That game too with App State, we've come so close, and this, that, and the other.
We need to win that game at home in Greenville. We got to win that football game.
God.
Yeah, because if you we'll take Kyle's. We're going to lose the Alabama game, so you're 0-1. You don't want to be 0-2 to start the season. That's just my win.
Take Kyle's. Well, you think most people don't think we're going to lose to Alabama?
Well, hey, stranger things have happened.
Not really.
Well, you're bullish on DeBoer, but there are a lot of people that that are not.
Yeah, he's horrible. 20-8 made the playoffs this year. Boy, oh boy, they suck.
Well, there's a difference. The thing is they're used to going. They're spoiled.
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't have to prove himself anymore, Kyle. That's the good thing.
People talk about the downfall of Alabama. We're catching them at the right time when they literally made they made the playoffs last year. Yeah, they got a number in the first round.
Yeah, they sure did.
Freaking playoffs. I mean, come on.
I had a problem. I had a problem with how they got. Let's face it, they got their ass kicked against Indiana in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, they won the national championship. I don't know if anybody noticed that.
Indiana killed everybody. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You can actually make a case. Now, you're going to probably tell me I'm crazy here. You can actually make a case that Indiana team was one of the best college football teams of all time. You can make that case.
I'm not
LSU.
I'm not going to tell you you're crazy. I think in terms of in this era of what college football has become, the fact that he's able to do that at Indiana, where they're spending money now more than ever because they can, but still they're not spending nowhere near the amount of money as Michigan or Ohio State or even Alabama.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's able to do that there, I think the argument can be made when all is said and done. And it started so late in his career. I think had he made it to the FBS level earlier instead of when he was in his friggin' 60s. Well, I guess he was late 50s when he got to JMU, but he may have gone down as one of the greatest head coaches of all time, and he still may very well.
Yeah, and also he was my number 2 as far as I remember that infamous Monday night when Kyle and I were talking. I was like, I can't believe that Mike Houston is going to Charlotte, and then and we were talking about the U-line coach and Signetti. Nobody in their wildest dreams would have ever imagined that.
Signetti's name came up. My number 2 at that time was Shane Beamer.
He was in the mix for me, but I just liked Signetti because of the fact he had recruited. But
I mean, you can't help but admire what he's done because I don't think, Matt, they're one of the better teams in college football, just because I don't think they have the just look at the NFL. I mean, I know that their quarterback went number 1, but I just feel like the LSU team that had Joe
Sloan.
Yeah, thank you. I think that was probably one of the better teams, or one of the Miami teams.
The Cincinnati quarterback.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That LSU team was amazing. Some of the Miami teams, amazing. The Nebraska 90. I want to say 95. It was 95.
They slaughtered people.
Yeah, the Tommy Frazier team running the option on people. Great teams. Sorry for the dog barking in the background.
You're right about the talent, but I'll tell you what makes Signetti so good, and then we'll stop talking about Indiana. But he built he's the model for right now for us, for East Carolina, and I'll tell you why. A lot of teams that are going straight up portal, and I understand why they're flirting with that or going straight up portal every – when you have a basketball coach is saying Patino that they're not going to do high school players anymore. They're not going to recruit them anymore. It's straight up portal. But the thing is, Signetti, the reason why he's so good is that he has a program going obviously in the right direction because of the fact that he built that program, and it's not microwaving it. And yes, he has portal guys, but he has a lot of guys that have been with him a few years, that have been with him.
Yep.
They had not only the talent, but what they did is they went out, and what the portal is supposed to be used for is the pieces that are missing from you. Or if you lose that guy in the portal, we can replace him versus trying to microwave a team and put like a Biff Poggi, you put a million faces, a million new guys together and hoping you can win.
Hey, Dave, that's going to make him even better going forward. If these rules take effect with the portal, limitations, then he's going to have a leg up on everybody.
Kyle's boy, Biff Poggi, the best dressed coach in sports, right, Kyle?
Jesus Christ! What a complete slob! I don't understand it. I don't understand why the man wouldn't wear sleeves. The one game he was interim head coach at Michigan this year, they made him wear sleeves.
If you're going to go sleeveless as a coach, you better have guns. Like, you better be jacked.
Yeah.
How about just don't go sleeveless as a head coach?
Better off, even better off. But it was just a bad look, man. I remember you talked about that a lot over the years. Biff Poggi.
The
Good guy,
sleeveless
though.
moron.
Really good guy. He's a good interview. I'll give him that.
He's a great interview, and he had our
All
number.
the questions I get? 2 questions?
He had Mike Houston's number.
That's one
Mike
of my
Houston
favorite.
has nightmares about Biff Poggi.
Yeah, no
Well-
shit. He literally cost him his job.
That's true because that guys, I'm so glad you were not at that game, but I wish y'all were at that game and being in the post-game press conference. It was like worse. Well, sorry for those, but like it was like being at a funeral. Like, I mean, it was that depressing, and especially when I know, Alan, you've talked about it, that people wish, even at the level of the Alabamas of the world, they wish they had the media that cares like our guys do and ladies do that are, and so you got this big group of media, and even the media is depressed. Like
It was bad, and really, I don't know why they bothered with the Army game. He was done after that game.
Yeah.
So, and as well he should have been after the previous year.
When you walk into a press conference and you don't really, it's so bad you don't want to ask. You don't know what to say. You usually come in with a couple of questions, and the standard stuff. But even the standard stuff that day, I was playing a party that day, but I watched the game, and when it ended, I think everybody in Pirate Nation was just mouth open. What happened? What just happened?
Yeah. And the whole thing was, you could look and tell we had talent, and that's why when Blake took over, I wasn't ready to give up on the season, and I'm glad I didn't. And it was just we were playing the wrong quarterback. We were playing tight. The guys had no confidence because the previous year they weren't getting any confidence because they were playing so damn tight because of Mike Hughes' personality, and just why we stuck with Garcia. Mike Houston just must have loved the name Garcia.
Well, I've told you this before, but this is the truth, and I tell Dave this story. We were there right after the spring game, and they had a press conference. And Mike Houston was at the podium before he officially spoke to the media. He was standing around with about 6 of us, and he was going, guys, he looked phenomenal. He is going to be a beast. Garcia's phenomenal. And with the way things worked out, you just kind of go,
we had all the arm talent in the world, and he can make any throw in the world.
He was just singing his praises.
Yeah,
and I mean, we didn't know the difference at the time. I was hoping he was right.
He's an interception machine.
But the way things turned out, boy, talent evaluation matters, doesn't it? I mean,
it wasn't even the talent, Alan. He had talent. He just couldn't quit throwing interceptions. Garcia could make throws. He had all the arm talent in the world. He just could not. He couldn't make reads. And that's when you look back at that talent evaluation of you look at Holton Ahlers. Holton from day one, the time we signed Dimaflachi that's at Illinois now, the Michigan State quarterback. I've already forgotten his name.
Caden Hauser.
Hauser, yeah. From the time we had Hauser signed, Holton was singing his praises, saying he was going to be the starter. And I'd be interested to see who Holton likes now between Williams and Griffiths, because he got that one right from the start. And even when the season was going, he was basically saying, "Why are we not playing Hauser?" And they got that wrong with Garcia big time. He was an interception machine.
Here's the thing, Kyle. Week 1, we're playing at home against Norfolk State, and he threw 3 picks. That should have been right there. You're not throwing 3 picks against Alabama. You're throwing 3 picks against essentially, I hate to say it, but they're not
barely FCS.
Yes.
And and then you look at the ODU game is one that he did everything he could to lose that game, and we managed to win it. And it was just, what happened in that Charlotte game was he started throwing picks. Our defense panicked, and that was the rest of the story. I have no idea why we stuck with him as long as we did. It is one of the great mysteries how bad Mike Houston is at making decisions at quarterback. From the Garcia experiment really ruined Mike Houston's career.
That's true. And Matt, do you remember years ago? I think it was in the '90s. Jeff George.
Oh yeah.
Remember him as quarterback?
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
The way, not that he had. I'm not saying Garcia had the talent of that, but Mason Garcia. But what my point is, sometimes these guys that have really like raw talent, there's more to it than just throwing the football. And George would always like throw a rocket, but it would be too like hard for the receivers to catch, or he's throwing like 70. They're like, he can throw a 70-yard pass. Well, there are guys that can throw it 100 miles an hour, but they can't throw it across the plate.
I'm not sure Mason could throw it at all. I don't know that I ever saw Mason throw the ball.
I just think that it started off poorly and never got any better. I think Mason, that we talked about Mason before, I think he just got in his own head. He got the yips and he was never able to get rid of them. I mean, he was just never able to get rid of them. And he could run. I mean, he had some.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
He just never could get out of his own way.
The fact that JT Daniels wanted to come here and we had that all squared away with I can't think of anybody's name tonight. This is worth the normal. Our former offensive coordinator that was our longtime wide receivers coach. Donnie Kirkpatrick. Jesus Christ. The fact that he had JT Daniels all ready to come here and Mike Houston said no. And then look, he takes Rice to a bowl game that year. It's just anyway. I don't know why we're talking about the 2022 season. But,
no, we were talking about. Yeah. Well, did you know? I have some trivia though. Did you know that Jake Garcia?
23
Yeah,
went to the bowl. Yeah.
Jake Garcia's dad played quarterback at Nebraska, and he also got benched for throwing interceptions. But he did have one of the best plays in Nebraska football history. He was holding on a field goal attempt, and they ran a fake, and he threw a touchdown to beat Alabama. Yeah. But, yeah, his dad was a Cornhusker back in the day.
Yeah, that's enough Garcia talk for all Garcia.
Well, we're starting a new podcast. If you have,
unless we're talking about Lillian Garcia, we need to move on.
Lillian Garcia.
Oh, wow.
Alan Vick with the Lillian Garcia reference. That's out of nowhere. Arguably, well, I won't say arguably, the greatest caveat female ring announcer of all time.
I agree with you there. She was.
She's still around. She still does special appearances. She still does some WWE stuff.
She's getting married, right? Or is she already married?
I'm not sure of her marital status. I knew it wasn't me, so I won't worry about
it. Anyway, let's talk football before we get in trouble. So, Matt, overall, let me ask you this, Matt, too. How do you feel about spring games? I know the purpose of spring games, but do you think they're passé now? That was another scuttlebutt thing that people were talking about, a month or so ago when spring football started.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can be a little overrated, and it's really just like a glorified practice. But the thing is about spring games, it's good to get in the stadium, and bottom line is you're getting reps. You have referees on the field, so it feels like a game. It feels a little more important. You have some fans in the stands, and so it does. You get a little more comfortable with the stadium, but the biggest thing is just reps. And when you look at this team, with all the new faces, you're talking about, I mean, we brought in 25 guys just from the portal alone. You throw in all the new freshmen, and then a ton of new coaches too on this staff. So like the big thing for me is I'm just a firm believer in spring football. That's when players make their biggest leap. And so it's all about reps, man.
I definitely get that. Just like when you have the bowl practices, right? Those two are critical versus what you would, some people have. But
Matt, you got any other notes you needed to get to? I know you said you made a bunch of notes for tonight. Anything you need to get in?
I think we covered most of it. I mean, we talked about a lot of the personnel. I think we covered most of it. I'm excited about the season. I think we have a lot of talent. I think the big thing for me is, when we go down to Alabama, I hate that opener. I hate it.
Me too, Matt.
But you just want to you want to go down there and you want to play competitive football. Like there's too many moving parts where I don't really, let's face it. Look, I don't see us winning that game.
It's not who you want to be opening up with when you're breaking in a brand new offensive system. You want to be playing Gardner Webb so you can get the offense clicking for week 2.
Exactly. So you go down there, play competitive football, keep the game as close as you can, and then be ready for App.
I told the guys the other day what I hope for is, defense to keep us in the ball game reasonably, and us to, maybe you lose something like 31-17. Maybe we're down 31-3 in the fourth and score a couple touchdowns in the fourth and carry some momentum into the next week. I'd be ecstatic.
Oh, no doubt. 31-17. I'll take that up any day.
Hey, man, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Starting the season at Alabama, do you think our defense we're returning a lot on defense, and we're not returning a lot on offense. Do you think it's better that we have a more, settled defense than offense at this point when you're going on the road to play Alabama? Like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have
both?
Obviously both. But that gives me a little bit of hope that we can keep it within a couple of scores. That the defense is not everybody is brand new. There's a lot of players that have played together before, and hopefully that'll help out.
Yeah, absolutely. And Blake Harrell's such a good defensive game planner. And obviously he's the head coach and he's not the DC, but he's going to have his hands all over that defense. And, and we're so multiple with what we do, a lot of exotic blitzes, we bring pressure from different spots. I think he's going to have a really good game plan. So, I could see us, doing some good things down there, but the big thing is, can you make first downs? Can you run the ball and move the ball a little bit offensively? So that remains to be seen. And, it's a tough opener, man.
I'll say this: Jordan Hankins is supposedly one of his strengths is stopping the run. And Alabama really, really, really struggled running the ball especially at the end of last season. Now I know they're going to have more people, they're going to have new personnel, but if they continue to struggle running like they did last season, that's going to be an advantage for us. I feel.
We need to keep reminding everybody, how much are we getting paid for this?
$1.5 million.
And we need to ask that question every time we bring up Alabama. How
Matt,
much are we getting paid for this?
And Matt, guess where the money is going? It's going for NIL. So, I know that it's that, and I'm more upset about the Wake Forest game than I am.
I don't have a problem taking bye games. I just wouldn't take them with Alabama or Michigan or Ohio State or anybody like that. You give me a bye game with Auburn. Give me a bye game, with Northwestern. Give me a bye game with Oklahoma State. Give me those as bye games. Give me bye games we can go win. They got money too. They'll pay you. Give me $1 million versus $1.5 million and a win all day, every day.
But
hey, Dave, didn't you take from John Gilbert that that Wake Forest deal really wasn't all on them? I did. He didn't seem to be upset with them at all.
Well, they had to drop somebody. They chose to drop us.
Yeah.
It's a compliment, but it's a compliment because we can beat them.
I agree, Dave. I agree.
I understand all that, but
Gilbert's not the type that's going to go, you know what, screw them. What we're going to do is go to Winston-Salem and beat their ass. That's why I didn't drop the game there, because I wanted to show them, even though it sets a bad precedent, that we'll take bye games with ACC opponents, apparently, because essentially that's what we've done. No, he's just not that type. He doesn't have that in him to say something like that. So I would expect him to, be overly diplomatic about it, honestly.
Yeah. Anyway, the biggest thing for me is the Wake Forest of the world are, and then I guess I can understand the Clemson dropping us more than and they said they're not going to schedule us at a later date. I don't believe that.
It's already been scheduled for a later date.
When was it? Oh, I missed that.
It's like 2033 or something like that, isn't it?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I think you're right. I just don't believe that we're going to play that game. Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, they got to have it's a bye game essentially, Dave. I don't know why you don't think we would. They're not coming here. It's just essentially a bye game. I don't. They're not scared of us. I mean, if they keep trending like they have been recently, they might be soon. But it's a bye game. I don't know why you don't. They're not. There was no obligation for them to come here. I think that game will get played. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to play them in a bye game. That's what that is. So I don't doubt we're going to play that. I don't have a problem playing Clemson either.
I agree with you on that part. I'm just saying that it's got to the point now where Matt's favorite coach, Nick Saban, I say that sarcastically for people that don't.
Oh, absolutely. He's an elitist. He's become an elitist. That's for sure.
That's where I'm going, Matt. Kyle, I don't disagree with you on the bye game part. But if you listen to the Nick Sabans of the world, who's now, he's God's gift to football.
Nick Saban's it's just his opinion. He doesn't control what anybody does. And also Clemson's not in the SEC. So no, I think that game's going to happen. Look, it's either going to happen or by that point, the SEC, the Big Ten, and the Clemsons of the world will be broke away. That is one thing I do kind of agree with Gilbert on. He thinks it's going to be 40 to 50 teams that end up breaking away. Which is what I think. And if it's going to be that many, I say do it now, get it over with, and let the rest of us play football, because that means we would likely end up in a conference with probably an NC State or Virginia Tech, because a lot of the schools are going to get left behind if that happens.
No. Well, I mean, for me, I think that there's the temptation to move away, but I also know that there's a lot of people that know that, including ESPN, and I've said this for many times, if Alabama and those folks break away, I'm not watching them anymore. I don't care.
I wouldn't care if it's
I'll
40
be
to
casual.
If it's 40 to 50, I might pay attention. If it's more than that, if it were like 60, if it was every Power 4 conference, I wouldn't watch it anymore at all. No, they can go fly kites, so to speak. But no, anyway, I wanted to ask Matt real fast, because I think me and Matt have more of the same philosophy on non-conference scheduling. But with these bye games, are you like me? Is it just a situation where we're breaking into new office with Alabama, or are you like me where you don't have a problem with bye games, but you'd rather see it against an Auburn, a Northwestern, a Oklahoma State, a bye game that you look at it on paper and say we can win that?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Northwestern game, I love. I think that's an awesome non-conference game, and I'm pretty sure is that the season opener?
It is
in 2028. Yeah, so
2027.
So I love that. Absolutely love it. I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, look,
why play a game if you can't win it?
The discrepancy in financially between, you just look at the TV contracts alone, right? When you talk about, and I don't mind playing the SEC at all, but what do we make? Our TV contract is what, $7 million a year.
Yeah.
Alabama's probably what? I'm guessing $65 million a year.
Their total revenue is well over $100 million a year. Over.
So I mean, it's just a huge discrepancy. So I don't love it in an opener. I mean, that's the big thing, because an opener, you want to get ready for the season.
Exactly.
And you don't want to get demoralized. So.
Exactly, and that's my concern about week 2 against App State. They're going to open up with some FCS. I don't remember who it is. It's FCS school, but they're going to have a chance to get their offense going, and we're not. And I believe me, I expect to beat Appalachian State week 2 in Greenville. But I'll sit right here and tell you, and I said the other day on the show, and I'll say it again. I bet you money we're going to get down early in that game. I bet you we're going to get down 14-0, 17-7, something like that at some point in that game, and we're going to have to come back and win it. And I think we will, because I think our defense will get it done. And I think eventually the offense will get settled, and I think that crowd's not going to let us lose to Appalachian State 4 years in a row. There'll be some shirts coming off again in the second half, baby.
Kyle, they're playing Maine, and it's a gold-out game. It's a gold-out game.
Do they play Maine?
Yeah, they're playing Maine.
Wow. The Maine Bears.
Yeah, the Black Bears.
The Black Bears
can sneak up on you sometimes.
Yeah.
Of course, they're used to Black Bears in Boone.
Yep.
But Maine is. I remember one year, if I'm not insane, many moon ago, they upset Mississippi State, if I remember correct.
They have before. I know they've beat D1 opponents.
So it's not a easy FCS opponent there for the Mountaineers, but they certainly have an opportunity to get their offense going. Where, I don't think we will. I'm hoping we will in the fourth. I'm hoping that Alabama will pull some starters in the fourth and we can really get that offense clicking. Maybe they won't be able to. Even better if our defense keeps us in the game and they can't pull the starters in the fourth. But I'm with Matt on this one. Me and him have the same philosophy. If we're going to play Alabama, I wouldn't play them at all. But if we were going to, I'd rather it be if we could flip flop that. And is it Gardner Webb? Is that our FCS opponent this year? If we could flip flop that Central, yeah. If we could flip flop those games, if we could play Central game 1 and Alabama game 3 or 4, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people would, but
can we move Central to week 0, being there in HBCU? Can we work out something with that where we want to, like North Carolina did that a few years ago, playing Florida A&M and got it moved to week 0. Can we do something like that where we say we're featuring an HBCU school? Can we move that game with with Central to week 0 and get a game in?
I have no issues with it.
Good idea.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm happy because the Hurricanes are up on the Senators now, 2-1 going into the third period.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, 2-1. So we got one more period to be up 3-0, and I don't want to be staying up really late tonight. Like the other night, I had a Semenza a few times there with some of the officiating, but that's a whole nother show, as they say. But
don't you start on officiating, Dave.
Justin, I forgot you were there. Jesus Christ!
Hey, y'all been going at it. I've been enjoying just listening.
It's like wildfire popping out from under the ring, like Memphis in '87.
Woo!
There's nothing better, by the way, than Matt jumping in on me and Stevie doing a wrestling podcast and just making up wrestling facts.
I had a blast that night. I listened to that. I mean, that show went on for hours. I think I listened to the whole thing.
Oh, you're talking about the one Matt did with somebody, or Stevie did with somebody else. That wasn't me. Are you talking about the one me and Matt or Stevie did together?
There were a few.
Stevie did one with another guy. Every time you just come up there and you just make wrestling facts up. Like, you remember the time the Dudley Boys wrestled Greg Valentine and Randy Savage in Memphis in 1985? Some bullcrap like that.
It sounds real, though. It sounds real.
It really does not, because half the people it doesn't work. But we'll talk a little baseball before we get out of here, guys. We beat Old Dominion in just an insane game. By the way, there is no excuse. No excuse. When you have a game on ESPN Plus, you're supposed to be held to ESPN broadcast standards. And that was the most ridiculous camera work I've ever seen in my life. Literally, when a ball would get hit out to the outfield, you couldn't tell what was going on.
Hey, Matt,
it was like somebody was standing behind home plate with a handy cam. I was like, what are they doing? It was horrible.
Hey, Matt, they had at least twice in the game where they had a stream close-up of urinals, like in left field, I think it was. They were urinals.
I was getting dizzy watching it because the camera was shaking. By the way, the Knicks just took a 3-point lead with a minute left. So go next.
Thank goodness. All right, yeah.
For those who care, Knicks were down 20 in the first half.
That was a hell of a comeback.
Yeah, they blew one the other night, so it'd be nice to pick up one tonight.
Yeah, they let that one slip away against the Hawks.
Yeah. The camera work the other night reminded me of Ray Charles, Jose Feliciano, and Stevie Wonder running cameras while they were having seizures.
Well, boy, I'm going to tell you what, Alan Vick, as a legally blind man, I can guarantee you I could have done a better job running that camera crew in that truck. I'm telling you, I believe you. I don't know what they were doing. And I don't know I don't know what the situation was with the camera behind home plate, why it was so low, why it wasn't mounted higher.
And the center field camera or whatever they were shooting like back, it was so it felt like it was
the home plate camera was the worst one when they would try to shoot from home out to the outfield.
Yeah.
It was just horrible. It was plate level instead of it being elevated.
And I wonder if that had to do with some of the construction they had going on there, because I know they're
Well,
doing a lot of construction there, too.
in a cherry picker and have the cane up above. I mean, cane. Have the camera up and a cherry picker behind. I mean, I'm being serious.
That's true.
It was useless.
But you remember the
It's
football
always
game
been that way,
years
man.
ago, Kyle, in Norfolk?
Oh yeah, in 2019 at ODU. Yeah, that was one of the worst produced football games I've ever seen. Their production,
the audio and video was at least
I think they were doing an old school radio broadcast on a phone line that Alan and Dave will know about for that audio for that ODU football game a few years ago.
Now we can go back to some. I mean, they do great job now, but we can go back 15 years or more to some of the old WITN broadcasts of ECU football, and it was pretty brutal.
WITN never did as bad of a job as that crap from the ODU baseball game. Never.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm ESPN, that's embarrassing, and somebody's getting their ass chewed, the next morning. So something's got to change. They can't do that to people that are paying for that.
They can't put the ESPN name on it.
Yeah, I mean, I would be if I was an ESPN person. I'd be on the phone the next morning, and heads would roll.
They are supposed to, they're supposed to invest in the camera. Speaking of camera,
the cameras weren't the problem. It was the camera work.
Yeah,
the cameras were HD. They were fine. It was just the camera work was god awful.
Hey Kyle, how about when they said that Davin Whitaker that's going to be on ESPN Sports Center?
Hey,
no, it's not.
How the hell you couldn't?
No, it's not. You can't.
The announcer said that. I was like, with what video?
Somebody got cell phone video maybe better than what they were broadcasting.
Maybe one of the Norfolk TV stations were covering it, and they can get them some video because
man, it was. And the other thing is, guys, I wanted to say this: we take it for granted how great we have for Greg Pearson Company for our video production, but also our stadium. Our stadium is so good compared to a lot of the stadiums we have in the American. Our stadium is so good. I just we take it for granted because it's our home team and our home field.
FAU and Texas San Antonio they should have to upgrade or abandon their programs. That's how bad their stadiums are.
I will say this: UTSA's camera work was good at least, but their stadium is atrocious.
Yeah. FAU's that bad?
Oh my goodness. FAU is terrible. Ask anybody that was on the broadcast team for ECU. I mean, they had to do it. They weren't even undercover. They were
UAB, I think the same way. UAB, they're sitting outside under a tent.
Yeah. Yeah, and then people yelling at them, while they're trying to do the broadcast. Yeah, it's terrible.
So unprofessional. That is so unprofessional to have to end.
Well, FAU, UAB's good this year, but FAU in the old Conference USA days, they had a nice little run in baseball. Yeah. So it's surprising that they haven't at least got a okay.
What's FAU's slogan? Something like "Welcome to Paradise" or something like that.
Winning in paradise.
I think it's check out the bitches in bikinis in Boca.
Libiano says, "Can Kyle talk about the $1.5 million mistake 3 times?"
Yeah. Hey, should we talk a little bit about the baseball game?
What was
Alabama game? Alabama. We're getting
referring to Alabama.
Talk about it 3 times. Is he saying I was talking about it too much?
He's being sarcastic. Yeah. Hello to Chrissy in the background.
I don't get it. Was I talking about that too much? Or tell Libiano to kiss my ass.
I'll text him right now.
You tell him. I'm not going to tell him. You tell him.
Well, I'll text him. We text him all the time.
Hey, Libiano, are you going to the Alabama game?
No, you can't get. Mark doesn't like to leave the West Coast. He loves California.
Come on, Libiano, you gotta. You can tell more dirt on. Matt.
Are you being sarcastic, Matt, with Mark loving the West Coast, or?
No, he's lived in California now for probably.
Yeah, I know he lived there. I just figure at some point, with everything going on, and we'll just leave it at that. You gotta Man, with everything going on, wow, just wow.
Liviano is going to be there.
All right.
By the way, Justin,
really, Mark, you're going to that game? Wait a second. Is Mark saying he's
that might have been yes? That might have been yes. I was talking about the Alabama game too much. I thought that's what
Here, let's ask Mark. Mark, will you be at the Alabama game? Will you be leaving the friendly confines of California?
By the way, Matt, Justin wants to do a show from Tuscaloosa. We need to do a show.
All right,
go for it. That'd be great.
We'd love to. We'd love to.
Scooter had to sit under a tent at the top of the blue. Sorry. Yeah, that's high school stuff, guys. That is Bush League high school stuff.
Right.
And you should be better. You should be ashamed of doing that too. And I know that I know.
Well, I think a lot of it is. Do we get an answer? Yes, my buddy owns a pizza shop. Okay. What is Alabama style pizza? Is that tobacco juice? That's the sauce?
Oh my Lord!
Tell you what, guys, I would have paid good money for during the break.
That was good, guys. That should have got a better laugh than that. I'm sorry, but Alabama style pizza.
No, I don't like your Alabama bashing, Kyle. I'm not a fan.
You go ahead, you toothless goober, loving somebody.
But talking about baseball and the conditions, I would have paid money to have been the board op for that game, to have heard the conversations between innings and during the commercial breaks that were going on, but with the talent there about the conditions. I guarantee you they were raising hell.
In 2019, when we played that regional at Louisville, that things were so bad that the roof was leaking in the press box.
Yeah, Louisville has a nice stadium. I don't know what the deal was with that. I don't know, but I heard, people were not happy about that whole experience. But I did want to say this in defense of UAB and FAU. For people forget this, I think, because East Carolina treats baseball very much like an SEC school or an ACC school does. Baseball's a non-revenue sport, and to some schools, that's what it is, and it's not a priority, particularly for broadcasting. And I think people forget that. In East Carolina, baseball is treated very much like basketball. It's something we invest in. It's something that, arguably, is treated better than basketball in terms of the conference. We got to be. If we're not the best funded baseball program in the conference, we'd be in the top three. So I think that's what some people forget. Although I do agree that when you're in a conference like the American, where you have some programs with baseball tradition, like East Carolina, like Tulane, like Rice, like Wichita State, historically, there should be some minimals that you have to abide by for the conference, like being able to have proper broadcasting housing for the call the games.
No doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys,
I feel the same way about attendance standards. Like some of these schools that
for football,
like you know how I feel about
Temple,
Temple and Rice. Like you go to a Rice football game, there's like 50 people, and it's the parents of the players. How is that allowed? How now? And not to go way too far off on a tangent here, but when they brought Rice into the league, the
it's
big
a Houston media market, man.
Houston.
Yeah. Oh, that's my biggest pet peeve when they talk about
academics.
Academics also, yeah.
Like people in Houston are sitting around in front of the TV watching Rice football. I mean,
you watch Rice. You watch Rice. It looks like the COVID year that we played football, the first home game.
Oh man,
yeah, it does.
It's what it looks like.
I actually went to 2 games that year.
Yeah, that first game was that was the twilight zone, man.
That was worse than a spring football game.
What about the baseball game? Should we at least mention a couple of
South
things?
Florida. I was going there when I started talking about the ODU game, but the South Florida this weekend, huge conference series.
No, we didn't talk about ODU though. I mean, there were some people that did some good things.
Oh, that was a lot of points. And the game, I've never seen a 4-hour 7-inning game.
Yeah.
By the way, Matt, that's the thing I was going to talk about. I'm glad you said that, Kyle. Is the fact that Johnny, I'll pitch it to you, but just the fact I want to add to that. what in the heck is going on with these games now? That remember the whole point of the pitch clock.
Well, when you score 20 runs in 7 innings, or not 20 runs, I'm sorry, more than that,
Like
19 plus
28.
9, 28 runs in 7 innings, the games are going to go long.
Yeah, but they also have a lot of replays now.
Well, also, Dave, 9 pitching changes for East Carolina. Each pitching change, you can count 3 to 4 minutes. That's 9 times. That's 36 minutes right there just in pitching changes for East Carolina. And they had at least 6 pitchers. So, yeah.
Yep.
If it went 9, it would have went 5 hours.
Josh is asking, why would we move Sunday's game up an hour with the rain not clearing out till that morning?
I haven't looked at the weather forecast. I do know we moved the game up, but then I didn't research it. Let me look at the weather.
I think they're moving it up an hour so that we can get home in time to watch the Talladega race. It starts at 3.
The weather, it looks like late Saturday night into Sunday is going to be when it's going to be wet. The way things are looking now. So
yeah, I don't
so why would they
I'm
move
with
it up?
Josh. I'm with Josh.
That
right
seems counterproductive.
Right now the rain is supposed to stop about 11 a.m. About 10 or 11. So I don't know why they moved it up. Maybe is an issue with South Florida for travel?
Well, no, I think they want to take away maybe South Florida's base stealing, advantage. So they want them to play in like mucky conditions.
I don't think they'll be able to get away with that.
Is there another system coming behind like in the afternoon?
No.
That's what I'm asking. Okay.
No, not that I see. No.
That's the only thing that would make
it makes no sense at all.
Oh boy, this game. Can we talk about the game? Dave.
Yeah, go ahead, Old Dominion. Go ahead.
Okay, fellas, look, I'm gonna bail out here since we're talking baseball. I'm gonna listen to you guys. All right. I'm gonna
Matt, it was awesome.
Everybody's
having
leaving
you back. I can't
Alan
wait to
leave, Justin leave. Now Matt's leaving. It's like everybody's just bailing.
Yeah, they don't want to.
I don't know.
They don't want to hear what I have to say about the
baseball like you guys. So I'm just gonna listen in.
All right,
Matt.
Hey,
Matt, you're
gonna have to get used to it though with Chase.
I know. All right, fellas, good catching up. We'll catch up with you guys later.
All right, Matt.
All right,
see you, Matt.
See you, Matt.
All right, guys. Take care.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep it brief, but there's some things that need to be said. I'll keep it brief.
Happens every time.
First of all, it was 19-9. Yeah, it was a 7-inning game, 19-9. It was 1-0 in the 4th inning, and they were winning. So those hits we had 18 hits. Most of them came in the last 4 innings, and out of the 18 hits, 17 singles.
Yeah.
We only had Colby's the only player that had an extra base hit, and he had a double. What's going on with the?
Yeah,
Is our audio normal? Do we have normal audio?
Yeah, every time somebody leaves, I lose audio. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but JR, you sound fine though.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I will wrap this up. In any event, so that was our 8th run rule and a 7-inning run rule of the game of the season. What's going on?
Sorry, I'll back out and come back.
Alan couldn't hear you talking, JR. Go ahead.
Okay, that's all right. Alan gets a break from me anytime he wants one. Anyhow, we're 8-0 and 7-inning run rule games, which is outstanding. And we're 20-3 since 2022 and 7-inning run rule games. And here's the best part. After we win a 7-inning run rule game since 2022, we are 16-3 in the following game, which would be this Friday. And then to add on to that, South Florida is 0-5 on Friday nights in conference games.
Wow, you just jinxed everything,
so
JR.
I just think I did. But here's the thing: you can't jinx this when their ERA is 12.6 on Fridays in conference play.
Wow, you just keep talking, JR.
I know. I'm going to have to hide if we get beat on Friday. But
their
Saturday starter, the Saturday game is going to be really good. Their Saturday starter is awesome, and Ethan Norby should be our starter. That should be a really good pitching matchup. really getting back to Old Dominion real quick. Austin Irby, he's found the remedy. He's fixed himself.
He's swinging his axe.
I think he changed it. I think he took your advice, Cal, and changed his walk-up song. And he had 3 hits, not 1, not 2, but he had 3. And I really hope that momentum carries through, because we need Austin's bat big time. And in pitching wise, Sean Jenkins, they had to give him some work. He pitched 2/3 of an inning. He retired 2 batters, struck them both out in 7 pitches. I mean, you just can't get more efficient than that. That was awesome to see from Sean. And Colby Wallace made his season debut on the mound. And
look good.
Yeah, he pitched 1 inning. Didn't allow. He gave up a hit, but nobody scored. Nobody got into scoring position. So
he preserved. Yeah, they did. There was a guy on third, and he pitched out of it, and prevented them from had that guy got home from third.
Yeah, I missed. Yeah, you're right, Kyle.
We'd have been playing. We'd have been playing 8 innings.
Yeah, so, no, I misstated that. But Colby, we may need him. I mean, because we don't talk about. We try not to say negative things about Pirates on this show. But I'll just make an observation that as it stands right now, Frank Saccone and Alex Boucher are really not answers for bringing in pitchers in a tight game. I just don't think we can bring either one of them in. So I think Colby may be seeing more use down the stretch. That's my baseball wrap up.
For Josh, according to my phone, the rain's going to hold off until Wednesday. So I hope my phone's right and your phone's wrong, so that state game gets played. But South Florida series is big this weekend. Love to sweep it, to state the obvious. I would go a long way for the conference championship, and for right now, Baseball America has us as one of the last 4 in. So we could still play our way in the regular season. So 2-1 this weekend, we'll still be okay. We'll be 3-1 on the week, but a sweep this weekend would go a long way. This is getting down to the nitty gritty. So we don't have much room for error at this point. If we wanna be able to do it by our merits without having to win the conference tournament. Though you want to win the conference tournament. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you, but here's the thing. We've played 25 conference series so far. There's only been 4 sweeps, 2 by UAB, 1 by us, 1 by Memphis. And I think Charlotte was swept 2 or 3 of those 4. So sweeps are hard.
We're due for a sweep.
Yeah, sweeps are very, very hard. I think that we did jump Virginia Tech in the RPI tonight. I think we went from 42, or we went from 43 to 42 because North Carolina beat Duke 3-1.
And we need to get back in the 30s in the RPI.
Yep.
So that needs to happen. What's South Florida right now? Do you know? I mean,
they're respectable. They're very respectable. They're only they're not far behind us at all. So we're 42. Like I said, we moved up, and then South Florida is 57. That's worse than I thought.
By the way, guys, and then the
go ahead.
What?
Dave.
I think he froze.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the current Warren Nolan RPIs, but Dave apparently froze.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got
you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I was getting ready to say that you guys think that Alan's tired of hearing the must win. I know, but definitely a series that we have the potential of sweeping is the FAU at the end of the season, right before the tournament. And man, that would be a great time to sweep someone. Not that we don't want to this weekend, or that I think we can't. But guys, their RPI was something like, was it 170? If y'all were looking at it, I think 173.
The bad news is they're playing better, Dave.
According to Warren Nolan, Virginia Tech is ahead of us. We're 41, they're 42. UTSA is 43, one right behind us. UAB is 32. UAB is 32. Is this
well, then it must be
live?
percent. Then Virginia Tech must be ahead of us by less than 1 point, because the way I figured it out, we were like 0.6 of a point better than Virginia Tech, and I was using their numbers. So their numbers are, I guess, not exact. They're estimates, and they must be ahead of us by a tiny, tiny bit.
Yeah, this is based off Warren Nolan, and UAB is 32. So they're suddenly UAB was, all the talk was East Carolina, UTSA, and everybody's been waiting for UAB to fall off, and they ain't done it yet. And now they're up to 32 in the RPI. This is going to be interesting. Could we be a 3-bid league?
Yeah,
it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. And it's one thing that I will say about this season. If you're a baseball fan, then this could very well come down to the very last weekend, the FAU series for us, as far as whether or not who's going to win the conference. And again, we need here's another thing I want to talk. I was about to forget, guys. We've got to finish first or second. Why do you say that? Well, the new format, if we have the new format, we will be able to rest our pitchers. As far as our pitching is concerned, we can definitely make it over playing a few games versus having to play the whole week.
Well, there's 3 levels to this. So you get a double bye if you're first or second. You get a single bye if you're third or fourth, and then if you're 5 through 8, you got to play the old format. So you at least want to finish top 4, but finishing top 2 is a huge advantage for several reasons. One, it means you're probably in much better shape if you finish in the top 2 to get a net large. So we need to finish top 2 regardless of the format. But I think if you're in the top 4, you'll have a chance to win the tournament. If anybody wins it from outside the top 4, they have accomplished something.
Yeah, well, we're in real good shape there because we're currently 3rd. 4th place is Wichita State, who we have the tiebreaker on them. We have the tiebreaker on UAB. Sure. Here's the thing. UAB and UTSA are going to play the last week of the season. One of them has to lose at least 2 games, if not 3. So in other words, there's no way that both of them can lose just 1 game. Somebody has to lose 2 or more games. There's our shot right there.
You say that, JR. You say that. And watch. Something will happen to weather where they won't be able to play one of the games.
Hey, that happened to us one year with Houston. We beat Houston by a half a game because the game got rained out. And that ended up pretty well. But you're right, Kyle. I'm not going to jump to conclusions, but I feel like we're in really, really, really good shape to get one of those top 2.
You want if you're going to end up in a tie, you'd rather end up in a tie with UAB than UTSA.
Yeah.
Their best pitcher has been the Sunday pitcher recently. In fact, John at first said their Friday night guy is not going this weekend to lead off. The Sunday guy is moving. He has been lights out.
You talking about South Florida?
Yes, pitcher.
They're throwing their Sunday
but it's
guy.
Friday, Dave. It doesn't matter who they throw. It's Friday. They're doomed because they've used different pitchers. They just
You're right.
It's a Friday.
Guys,
thing.
I'm gonna bounce. We've been going 2 hours. I'm gonna bounce for now. I don't know how much longer you guys are gonna go. Is there anything else that? Well, I do want to talk about one more thing real fast.
I've got a couple of things, and then we'll.
Yeah, I want to mention this because I'm not going to be up here much longer. The board member, do you have his name, Dave?
Don't. I saw that.
If somebody wants to click that story I sent, I can click it myself. But anyway, hold on. Let me get the name. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. I did want to say, guys, by the way, before I forget, Saturday we have the Alumni Association. And I can, I'll try to put that on our social media tonight or tomorrow. Only $4. We have $4 jungle tickets, guys. $4. So for $10, you get a tailgate and you get to hang out with Johnny Robertson. So,
hey, what you guys don't know about me, I know Patrick Johnson has a man crush on Johnny, but I do as well.
Oh boy, now I'm really uncomfortable.
I'll go ahead and be honest about it. Yeah.
Live with the barber. There's James.
I'll get you back, Alan Vick.
Yeah, I know Pat does, but I do as well. I got to be honest.
Everybody loves Johnny. There's a new series on CBS coming up, a sitcom.
That's right.
By the way, if you haven't heard, speaking of Igo, our good buddy Igo, because we were talking about Hoist the Colors, he had a great interview with John Gilbert this week. And
go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say really quick a couple things. The indoor practice facility that was $26 million, Matt's not on. It's fully funded.
Dave froze up on us.
I love that freeze face he's got there. It's great.
Freeze frame. Little Jake
so there's a good chance September will have.
And now we lost Dave's audio.
All right, Kyle, your turn.
Dave, leave and come back. So Tom Furr is the board member that's currently on the East Carolina Board of Trustees. Tom Furr, who today apparently at the board meeting, which I have not gone and listened to, read the minutes from, but according to Igo on Hoist the Colors, Tom Furr, had made the statement in so many words that. Why are we funding athletics so much? Maybe we shouldn't put so much into athletics. Well, athletics are the front porch of the university. And, there's a lot of people who give to this school who wouldn't give a damn about it if it wasn't for funding athletics at a high level. And I say we fund athletics even more because, successful football programs and basketball programs increase enrollment. And thankfully, Scott Shook and some other people shot him down and shut him up. But apparently I didn't hear it. I don't know if he was threatening about not approving the budget because of money going to athletics. But apparently he was talked down. Nobody agreed with him. But the fact that one of our board members feels that way, I don't know nothing about the man. I'm sure he's a good person, but he's not somebody I want on the board of trustees. So I'm glad Scott Shook and some others, stood their ground and shut him up. And he didn't, it's not going to make a difference. It's just one man's opinion, but it's upset some people. And I don't know why he feels that way, but there are some people that just don't like athletics. And if you're going to be on the board of trustees at East Carolina, you probably want to be in line with the university. And football is always going to be important here. And if you can't accept that, I don't know what to tell you. I really wonder, and I don't know Tom Furr from a hole in the ground, but I really wonder how you can be so passionate about ECU that you'd want to be on the board of trustees and not want to have a successful football program. And that takes money and athletics as a whole. But football is what always comes to mind at ECU. And so just wanted to say that. And glad to hear Scott Shook and some others stood their ground on that, and you apparently shut him up.
I'd like to go back and read that.
Yeah, by the way, Kyle, I was going to tell, like I told you guys, there's a friend of mine, hopefully you will mind saying, Jeremy Leftwich. Jeremy is actually, by the way, guys, he's the guy that gave me my first break in radio as far as college radio. But anyway, at WZMB. But Jeremy actually, the only reason why he came to East Carolina, wait for it. He watched this thing called the Peach Bowl, and he made up his mind watching the Peach Bowl that he was going to East Carolina University. He's from the great state of Maryland. Some people would disagree with me on that, but I'm just being silly. But he's
pretty great in late December here recently.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Especially their capital is awesome. They have the best. Well, besides Raleigh, they have the best capital. But anyway, he's from Maryland. And he actually, by the way, guys, he's in the band for the Baltimore Ravens. He plays in a band. But anyway, we would have never met. He would never have been a friend of mine in college or anything if going by the gentleman's comment about sports, because sports is a front porch rather, of the athletic department. As it said so many times.
Of the university. The athletic department's front porch of the university is what you said so eloquently, Dave.
Thank you. And we at East Carolina that year after the Peach Bowl got a whole bunch of computers because of the money that we won by winning the Peach Bowl. So that went to academics. So athletics and academics go hand in hand. And my kids want to go to East Carolina because of me and going to all the ball games. And they've never set foot in any of the academic classes. They do like the campus. Also, I walked them around campus back in the fall last year. But anyway, that was crazy. That's a little nuts. I did want to mention to you, by the way, Kyle, how you feel about this. Gilbert talked about adding LED lights at some point to Dowdy Ficklin.
Yeah, well, that's something we're doing for sure. I thought that was something we're doing. Is that not going to be ready for this fall?
No, that's something that's on a, I guess, a wish list. I did want to mention also for those of you that we had talked about the baseball project being done by Thanksgiving. Gilbert said it'll be by the beginning of baseball season, which will be February next year.
I had the discussion with Bubba about the lights, and he said the cost would be like a little over $1 million. And he said, he didn't know about spending that money in the NIL era. And I see his point, but at the same time,
I agree. I think
well, here's the thing. At some point, you got to upgrade from incandescent bulbs. I mean, that's just a simple technology thing. That's like from going to SD to HD. So at some point, you got to do it. LED lights do last kind of forever, and you can do some cool things with them. So I think it's something you got to do. So it's a little over $1 million. It's not like it's $10 million. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I do like the cool effects you can do with them. So I think it's got to be done. So you might as well just pull off the Band-Aid and get it over with. That is one thing. The cost may come down on that. That is with technology. That is one area where cost sometimes does. Tariffs. Who the hell knows? But technology, as things become more, the norm, I guess, with technology, like HD TVs, you can get one now for a pack of bubble gum. So, it's the same thing. I do think LED lights will keep coming down a little more.
How about this? John is the best. He's got the baseball mind. The former pitcher under Gary Overton says, what if UTSA and UAB stays in 30 RPI? And I know they play each other to end season. ECU wins out, and someone outside those three wins a conference tourney. Could the NCAA say we have to give 4 teams to the American?
They could, but they won't.
They won't.
It's happened before, though. It has happened before.
Yeah, I would be shocked. Watch it happen, but I'd be shocked if somebody besides one of those 3.
I would be shocked. I would be not even shocked. I would be floored, shocked.
Yeah, with the new form. If it was the old format, I would say there's a good chance, but not with this format. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, no. But we should all be thankful that the SEC is not crushing it like they did last season. And I think they had 16 teams or 18. No, they don't have 18. I think they had 16. That's not happening this season. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. By the way, really quick,
the Sun Belt will probably have quite a few teams in this year.
I think they're projected to just have Southern Miss and Coastal.
That it really? Because they're both like top 15 RPI.
Yeah.
So I figured there would be some teams.
I did too.
But, okay.
Gilbert talked about the Harold Varner family. They're building the clubhouse there at Ironwood. Here's a topic, by the way, guys, that I wanted to ask you about. Johnny, and maybe you could allude to this because you were there, about the equipment sale. I've heard a lot of negative comments about the equipment sale, and I'm not trying to rain on I know the university.
People lined up at 3:30 a.m. I think is the problem.
Yeah. Also, I would just say this: we know the person, and I'm not going to say the person's name, Kyle, but you also should be allowed. You shouldn't be allowed to spend. They should put a cap on how much you can spend.
I don't know that you said my name like I knew the person.
You do. I'll text you.
Well, Josh Thomas said his name on our last show.
Oh, really? I must have been paying attention. How much money did he spend?
A lot, and then he said
less than I thought. I was told $2,000, but I think $1,250. Is that?
So I know this person.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Is he reselling the stuff?
Yes.
No, he is. I was told he wasn't, but okay.
I'd love to know who the hell you're talking about. Text me now, somebody. JR, text me.
Okay, we'll text you in the group chat. But anyway, I think there are a lot of people that wanted jerseys, and it was going to be hard to get jerseys. And They just need to think about. Here's the thing.
Are you talking about the Purple Pirate Plunder guy?
No, I don't think
Okay,
that's.
all right.
But anyway, my point is that when you have people that are a few hundred people in line, how does it look to let a few people? I know they got out there at 4:30 in the morning or whatever, but
3:45.
3:45, excuse me, 3:45 in the morning. But they were buying up all the stuff, and then you have people, 300 people waiting in line. How do you think?
It is,
Dave, first of all, Dave, I agree with 100. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, but you're way off base. If there was only 300 people in line, I would have stayed in line because I got there, I thought 15 minutes early. Oh, okay, I'll be in good shape. No. I'm going to say there was 600 people in line. I'm not even joking.
Well,
I am not even joking.
That makes it even worse because we're not doing it every single year. And I know they see, I'm happy about that. I'm happy that apparently there was
somebody text me that name. I'm sitting here still wondering.
Oh, I thought they were
Kyle. I'll text it to you as soon as my brain remembers. I know who it is. I just can't.
I got it.
Okay.
I'll put it in the group chat now.
Okay.
All right. So we'll see.
But my just thing is like, if you're going to let people, if you're going to let one or a few people buy a whole bunch of stuff, then why should those people be standing out there if it's going to be?
So he's going to be reselling?
Yeah, you said, Johnny, that he sold it at baseball games.
I didn't. No, I never said that. I don't even know. I know. No, I never said that. For the record, no. Sutton. No. No, I never said that. Boy, I botched that one, didn't I?
Yeah, well, I didn't hear what you said.
Don Sutton,
Don Sutton.
The baseball guy who's been dead for years that we used to watch. Kyle and I used to watch on WTBS. The thing is that, I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm crapping on just like everything, but
if he bought it for his personal collection, I still think it should be limited. I still think it should be limited, but it doesn't bother me as much if he bought it to resell at a profit. But I mean, scalping, it's not illegal except with tickets. So,
can you limit a certain number of items per person? Is that?
Okay, so
maybe a certain number of items per person. If you're up there, you can only purchase.
Yes. Yeah, you could. Let me give you some perspective, Alan. So I got there 15 minutes early, and I swear there was at least 600 people because the line was just endless, and it was hot already. It was already hot. So I went home, and then I came back for the spring game, and then I realized that they were letting people go. There was still equipment left, and they were letting people go in there. So I went in there, and they still had plenty of jerseys left, $50 a jersey. They had shoes for $20, but I guess I have a popular size because I couldn't find, other than cleats, which I don't need cleats.
9.5 is the most popular men's size in America.
Well, I'm a 12, and there were no 12s.
Yeah.
There
are 13 wide, baby. And
I'm a 12 wide. Yep.
13 wide. You know what I say, guys with big feet. We got big feet.
I heard when you ask about guys with big feet, they say, "Man, yeah, you got some big feet."
Yeah, exactly.
It means you got big shoes.
That's
I guess the Hurricanes game went final.
Yes.
Did they win it?
I just got up to watch the end of it on TBS, and I see the Office is on.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a stupid question before we leave. Okay, I've never been to an equipment sale, and I love, but first, I'm a little bit of a shoe whore. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and be honest.
I am too, to be honest with you.
You two shoe horse.
Yeah, well, I have trouble finding comfortable shoes, but could you actually go there before it started?
Now, do you mean a shoe whore or a shoe snob?
Yes, all of the above. I'm both.
I mean, a shoe whore would mean you'd have sex for shoes.
Well, we'll talk about that later. Depends on, whatever. But
I think he means he lets shoes have their way with him, right, Alan?
For my Alan,
I mean, sometimes you buy shoes and you didn't really need them, and they're probably a little bit more than you wanted to spend, but you let them have their way with you, and you end up taking them home.
Correct. So if I'm the first person in line, at 3:30 in the morning, am I going to see a size 12 pair of beautiful purple ECU Adidas shoes for a good price? Is it worth it is what I'm asking. If I'm just going as a casual fan looking to maybe get a pair of sweatpants or a pair of shoes or a hat, well, is that?
No, it's not worth your time.
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, you'd probably get some of that later in the day.
I mean, I think for $20 though, the shoes were probably the best deal. But yeah, they were long
if
gone
you're
by
looking
the
for
time
something
I
to
arrived.
I'm looking for a helmet or a jersey. I'm looking for something to display. If I want a
Yeah,
pair
there
of
were no
shoes, I'll go to.
helmets.
If I
By
want
the
a pair
time
of
I
shoes-
got there,
If I want a
had
pair of
7
shoes,
helmets,
I'll go
right?
to that fancy shoe show that JR heard about recently.
Okay,
But
yeah,
so
up there in
well, we have
up
them
there.
everywhere. That's a chain all throughout North Carolina.
if I wanted an ECU football property of ECU football extra large T-shirt, do they have that sort of stuff? Or
Apparently
No, they had one that said something like "us against everybody," ECU Pirates. But by the time I got there, there was no XLs. They were just like
military
small
bowl, no military bowl sweat.
No.
No,
Well, I'm only speaking for what happened. I was like 3 hours late, so I have no idea what was there before I got there.
Somebody told me there was only 8 helmets.
7.
Wow.
That's what I want. I'm with you, Kyle. I want a helmet really bad.
Yeah, I mean, you can always buy a reproduction helmet, but actually have an official game used helmet.
I'm just going to tell them I'm Alan Vick, and I'll probably get 2 or 3.
A buddy of mine asked me, I was like, oh man, equipment, so they had helmets there. And he said, what would you do with a helmet? I was like, what do you mean, what would I do? I'll wear the damn thing. What do you mean? I'm going to eat ice cream out of it. It's just to display. It's to display. What do you think it's for?
And
somebody said you can put it on your dog. Oh, yeah, I might actually at some point just to do it. But I thought, and I love this guy. He's one of my best friends in the world, and an intelligent fellow. No, James wouldn't answer it. He likes sports, but he's more basketball guy. I'm not gonna say his name on the air. I don't want to embarrass him. But I was like, why? What am I going to do with the helmet? I mean, I just thought it was such an odd question. What would I do what would I do with a game or practice use the ECU helmet? I don't know. Geez. First of all, I try to get everybody to sign it. I could. Well, it would be awesome to have.
I'm with you.
Yeah, if you notice in the stores around Greenville and surrounding areas, it's very hard to find much of anything purple. So, but seriously, I don't know if they've got some kind of deal where they won't let Kohl's or Academy Sports or Dick's or whoever sell purple.
You mean like non-ECU, just anything purple?
Not that, and like they always have a little bit of ECU stuff, but you don't.
No. You're talking about just purple. Like for instance,
right, you don't see purple Adidas tennis.
I went to the Men's Warehouse to get a purple like V-neck sweater. Right. Yeah, they had none, but they had they have them in Virginia.
Right. So I don't know if there's some kind of deal, where you don't display as much of your home team's colors. Just why?
Yeah, that would be kind of crazy, but
that makes no sense at all. I don't understand.
No, but they don't.
I mean, so you're looking for purple clothes, not ECU?
Well, no, I'm just saying no. If I just wanted to find just a purple pullover shirt that doesn't have an ECU insignia, just a polo shirt, a polo shirt. Yeah,
go to JCPenney.
I know you can get things online. I'm talking about actually going in those. Next time you go to a chain store, look around and you'll see very little purple anything.
Well, I don't think purple's a very popular color for men, unless you are an ECU fan or an LSU fan or a JMU fan, or a Lakers fan, or I'll just keep naming purple teams.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, so I think
Northern Illinois, Northern Iowa. They wear purple.
The Panthers.
Yeah. Maybe I've noticed over the years there's just not that much purple stuff around.
This is definitely a conspiracy theory by you.
Yeah. That's right. Something to ponder.
By the way, Gilbert did say that I was happy, by the way, with the Adidas deal re-upped. And I guess the BSN people are going to be the supply chain people.
But
But
more stuff available?
Yeah, like if Kyle says I want a Blake Harrell shirt, coach's shirt, he should be able to buy it, and so that's
Nice.
one thing I've always
apparently, apparently that they're going to provide us with more availability to the fans of apparel from Adidas. So
the season ticket number was not mentioned, by the way. I'm trying to just go through stuff because I know we're way over time. This is one thing that Kyle and I have been talking about forever. They are looking to do a concert. They're trying to sign the deal on that, or they're looking. It's not a done deal yet. But anyway,
did they indicate anybody they're talking to?
I believe there are major artists, but they haven't.
There were no details disclosed at all.
Not yet.
I have like certain people in mind that I think would draw well, but we'll see.
I have one in particular I know.
Oh man, Craig. Wait a minute.
Late night Craig.
He's going to buy a Cecil jersey.
Cecil jersey.
Where have you been all night, Craig?
Yeah, we've been needing you like 2 hours.
Jersey.
When Cecil
are you listening, Cecil? What it's going to say, Craig, is Beth Merkelson.
It'll have Merkelson on the back.
Cecil on the front, Merkelson on the back.
I don't think you get that entire name on a jersey. You'd have to go. I don't know if you could do that.
By the way, Kyle,
it's a long name.
I think it's going to be next year, but they're working on a new white uniform.
Yeah, I heard that
for the 26 or 27 season.
I think it's going to be for 7.
Oh, I thought it was for this season.
You think this season?
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing is
white. Wait. I mean, how much can you do with white? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know with the skin.
How much change can you make to it? It's a white uniform. I don't.
They don't show up very well on television either.
I'm just trying to figure out. Well, you got to have them for the road, but I mean, what can you do? I'm just trying to picture it in my head what they could do unique for a white uniform.
2027 in the 4th week. There's going to be a regional opponent home and home that's going to be announced soon.
Yeah, I can go ahead and announce it for you.
All right.
Coastal Carolina.
Don't beat me to it, JR. He just beat me to it. It's going to be an extension to the Coastal Carolina series with the game being moved up.
All right. So Coastal, we got to get the app series.
We got we still got the app series extended. We still have JMU on the schedule. I mean, these are not hard things to do. I wouldn't think. I'm not into golf scheduling. We got Liberty Bibbity scheduled already, but that non-conference slate for at home in 27 is going to be Georgia State and Coastal Carolina. I mean, it is what it is. I guess it's not exactly exciting. I like playing Coastal actually, but I prefer playing them down there. But obviously, you don't want to do a bye game with Coastal, so they got to return the trip. But that's more fun for me going. I love going. I had a blast going down there last year for that. So anytime you can go to Myrtle for a game, it's a good time. But Georgia State and Coastal are the 2 non-conference home games for 27. So I hope we have a really strong 2026 because we need to sell some tickets for 27.
Yeah, he did not announce the number for where we are season ticket wise. So I hope that we can. Bubba and I are like nuts about that. It's not the most appealing home schedule. I mean, we should have a good team. You do have App at home. You got South Florida at home. That's on a Friday night. You got a Halloween game against Temple, which is cool. That's gonna be really cool.
But you got no Memphis at home. You got no Tulane at home. You got no Navy at home. You got no Army at home. None of the conference games that really draw. And the non-conference, App State's a good non-conference game. That'll draw. But besides that, the most appealing after that is South Florida. And it's on a Friday instead of a Saturday.
And that's November when, isn't that the November game when?
It's the week after Halloween.
Won't. And that's going to be first round high school playoffs, right, Dave?
Yeah. So that'll hurt attendance. But if we're in the hunt for the conference championship, and South Florida's in the hunt for the conference championship, we better pack that thing out on Friday night. I don't give a damn about a high school playoff. We better pack that thing out. I mean, it ain't we ain't choosing to play at the end. It's the conference is doing it, and there ain't nothing we can do about it. So, but if we're where we hope to be, and South Florida is where people think they're going to be, that's going to be a huge game, and we need to pack that place out on a Friday night in Greenville. And the week before, you got Temple for Halloween. You got homecoming. What the hell is homecoming? It's in October too, isn't it? I thought Temple was going to be homecoming, but it's much earlier this year.
It's like a week or two before.
Who is it? Who do we play for homecoming?
I'll have to.
Is it Rice? Do we play Rice for homecoming?
Oh, I think you're right, Kyle.
That's
too early in the season, isn't it?
No, I think it is Rice. I think we're playing Rice.
Oh, it is. It is Rice.
Yeah, I don't know why
Saturday,
they didn't do that.
The 10th of October.
Why not? Why not do that on Halloween? Why didn't they make Temple homecoming? I don't understand that. Whatever.
Well, that is awfully early.
Yeah, and then night of the Boneyard, and I get there's no guarantee that we know the South Florida game will be a night game. But why in the world aren't you doing night of the Boneyard on Halloween? I don't understand that either.
Because it's Halloween.
They did do one thing that you're going to approve of.
Yeah, but night of the Boneyard fits perfect for Halloween. I mean,
yeah, perfect. But hey, Kyle, we're not playing an academy on Military Appreciation Day.
Well, we don't play an academy at home this year. So
I know, but remember, that's always been the case.
It has been a pet peeve, but it worked out well for the Army game this year, so it didn't bother me.
It did.
Yeah. All right, guys. Do you want to get out of here?
Yep.
Alan, I'll give you your last thoughts.
No, just enjoyed it. I'm sorry, my theory of not enough purple around Eastern North Carolina. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but other than that, I think I made some good points and contributed to the show and did the best I could with what I got.
I thought I'll have to now. I would have never noticed that going into a store, but now I'm gonna like.
So next time you go to Academy or Dick's or wherever, just look and see, and you'll see very little purple, and you'll think of me for the rest of your life every time you walk in.
Well, last words for Johnny Stats.
That's hard. I'm still thinking about what Alan said. What if you go to Greensboro? You're going to find a lot of purple there. I'm wondering.
But the kids live there. I'd be interested. I have not asked. I have not been.
All right. Report back to me.
I'll tell you where you check, Alan. Go check City Trends. Anyway, I final words for me, besides telling Alan Vick to go check City Trends, will be Pirates need to take care of business this weekend against South Florida. Minimum, we need to win 2 out of 3. Obviously, better if we sweep. It's getting real late in the season. Every one of these games count, particularly in conference play. If we want to be able to have a shot at making the conference tournament, at making the NCAA tournaments a regional without having to win the conference tournament, we need to, at very minimum, win the series against South Florida, but we need to get a sweep or 2. We're still in, despite not having the season we were projected to have. Baseball America still has us in. It's one of the last 4 in. So we need to keep winning. We can still win our way in without having to win the conference tournament. And, I'm repeating myself at this point. But anyway, that's all I got, guys. Go Pirates.
All right. Hopefully everybody will come out to the alumni tailgate right near Josh Thomas and Johnny Robertson and everybody
Brian
there.
Dilday and
Bonds,
Jared
Plummer, his
Todd
dad's
Brad, all of them. They'll all be there.
We'll be right beside them. So
that y'all going to be signing autographs, all those big names.
I can't forget Josh O'Neill. He'll be there too.
O'Neill, yeah, of course. Josh is the man. Yeah, we're going to be signing autographs from 1:30 to 3:30.
There you go.
What time are you going to be there, Josh? I was asking earlier and it messed up. So, Josh,
you guys should have an equipment sale while you're there.
Kyle's got a lot of ECU stuff. We'll just sell that. He'll make a lot.
I do. I'll go get all my hats from my dad's from the 90s. I got a bunch of ECU hats from the 90s. I should probably get those hats anyway, just to bring them back, wear that retro look. They're all nice and grimy. But anyway.
All right. Well, our tailgate's 1:30 to 3:30. And it's only $6, $4 for the jungle tickets. Only $10 you can eat and watch a baseball game. So you can't go.
That's a great deal. I mean, if you want to go hang out in the jungle and what's on the menu?
let's see. We have cold cuts. We have also some popcorn chicken. We have fruit. We have what else? Cookies, whatever else. And if you don't like that, bring your own food. You don't have to pay for the tailgate.
Bring your own food. Bring your own food. Yeah,
But $10 includes a meal and a jungle ticket.
Yeah.
Well, how do you buy those tickets, Dave?
What now?
How do you get those tickets?
I'll put a link on I said earlier you didn't hear me. I'll put a link on our social when we were going into the.
Do you not have it in front of you now where you can read it?
Not offhand, no.
Okay.
Pirate alumni. It should be like piratealumni.com or something like that, and you can find our tailgate. But I'll put it up there. Let's see. My buddy Todd is going out of town, so got to let his dogs out before I head out. Josh says he's cooking pork chop sandwiches tomorrow. So go out there and see me in the premium lot. That is going to be some good eating.
Right.
After you go shopping, after you go shopping for your purple shirt, you can get some pork chop sandwiches.
Wow.
I'm worried about Alan there.
That's like dopamine overload.
Alan's getting too excited over a pork chop sandwich, and I'm the fat guy, and Alan's just sitting here about to orgasm over a pork chop sandwich.
What do you mean about? What do you mean about to?
He did.
Well, all right then.
What happens till the show stays? All right.
Oh man, it's gonna be a great weekend. I feel a sweep coming on, and I don't normally.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, JR.
Buy your brooms. Go ahead and buy your brooms and give it to the guys in the jungle to put out.
This is when the corner is turned. We're gonna quit being front runners and actually be contenders.
There you go.
That's right.
All right, we'll get out here on that note. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay dry and go Pirates.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.